Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to a Wednesday night edition of the Jonny Gooner Show. Well, it's another normal day. We have night. Arsenal still beating Tottenham. North London's still red. Charlie's still sexy. Everything's all good. How you doing, Chad?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I appreciate that. I rate that still.
Yeah,
North London's still red. We're cooking. And now it's on to the next set of games and we go from there.
Absolutely. It's all positive. We had some slightly bad news today with Ødegaard, but we'll be waiting for ages for the news, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Mark, lovely to see you. How you doing, Sam?
You too, Brooksy. You too. Delighted to be on again, especially after that win last Sunday. Always nice to come on. So.
Yeah, no. It just makes the world a better place. Just nice to beat them, just shut people up. It's just lovely. And Daniel, a lovely surprise guest. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm good, Brookie. Hi, guys. Nice to be on the show today with you guys. Hopefully we have a great show.
Yeah, we will. We're going to have a cracker. We don't muck about on this show, son. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Right, so, before we go into the enjoyment and, the smugness of winning on Sunday, we'll talk about the breaking news. Obviously, Arteta's press conference for the game tomorrow night. Obviously, Martin Ødegaard, we knew, obviously, a couple of weeks ago, it was last week, the Norway game, he got a kick on his ankle, and we were still waiting. Some of us kind of hoped he might surprise us by turning up on Sunday. Obviously, wasn't in training today. Arteta has now said, it's significant ligament damage, which is a bit worrying, and he's going to be out for a while, but didn't go any further than that. Charlie, being the man who has had a leg operation and knows more than I do, what do you reckon? Do you reckon it's more? I mean, it says significant ligament damage, which isn't good. Because if it's just ligament damage, it'll be a couple of weeks. But significant is a scary word in medical terms.
Yeah, 100%. It's a scary word. I don't know, because I think I put it in the group chat just before the stream. But ankle injuries are a strange one because people recover at certain rates, and he keeps his cards close to his chest, and he never actually specifies how bad. Like, it's significant to him could mean a month or whatever, purely because he's the skipper and we need him. But to us, significant could be like 3 months.
So it could be. It could be in a wind up. I mean, do you think he'll definitely be out for the Man City game? Do you think he's playing? Yeah.
I reckon he'll be out for about a month. I reckon the next time we'll see him is maybe Bournemouth or Liverpool.
Yeah, after the international break.
I was going to say, that's the only good thing, isn't it, Mark? There is another joke international break coming up again to kill more of our players. But, so obviously you're looking at, so if he is going to be out for a month, that's obviously tomorrow night's game, the Man City game, the Leicester home game, and then more games after that because I can't think far ahead.
Southampton at home, PSG at home as well in the Champions League. So.
But obviously,
he wouldn't have played anyway. So.
No, that's it. So it will be a blow. But saying that, start the first few games, he hadn't looked his usual self, in my opinion. He was obviously getting going. Obviously, it's annoying now. It's going to take even more to get back going again. But it is what it is. It's a squad game now. And if you think on Sunday, everyone thought we were going to lose, and we didn't. So
exactly.
It could be worse. It could be worse.
I'm just slightly worried for the word significant. Arteta used significant. I think it means it's going to be longer time for him to be out. That's just my fear.
Yeah, that is the problem.
The word significant, or maybe he might just be saying how important Ødegaard is to us, and probably that's why he's using social words.
And I think that could be that, as you said there, Daniel. He is a captain. He's the heartbeat of the team. It's a big blow.
Yeah.
But, I mean, jumping ahead, obviously, that little cameo that Mwaneri had the other day against Tottenham, I have to say, he just looked so assured and calm when he came on the ball. He was so comfortable with gliding through. I mean, I presume he won't play against Man City. I guess it'll be probably the same team I would have thought Sunday that played against Spurs. Oh, Declan, of course.
Rice will come back.
How can I forget him?
Probably for Jorginho, I would guess. But other than that,
Basmati Rice.
Any changes.
Basmati, how could I forget Deckers? Yeah, so yes, that's a very good point. So yes, let's go into Sunday's game. Obviously, no Ødegaard, no Declan Rice. Apparently, we were going to lose. I don't know if you've seen the lovely videos going around and the Spurs fan. Yeah, we're going to win 3-1. Yeah.
They never learn. They never learn.
They just never learn. I mean, I'm not going to lie.
This story is as old as time.
I hate the game. I just hate it. It's just, I'm sure everyone's the same. Just the one game I dread. I just can't lose to anyone, but it's just them and just all the, yeah. And I was like, I think we will win. Obviously, history, the last few seasons, we beat them. You look at the teams on paper, we've got a better side, just not muck about. But you just never know with a derby. You just never know. And obviously, with the refereeing joke we had against the Brighton game, you just can't trust them either. But obviously, the game started off, it's a scrappy game. When it has, it gave a few chances. Spurs huffed and puffed, but and our defensive unit is just a formidable beast. And that's without even mentioning the goal scorer. It's just, superb. The back five, there isn't anyone better in the country at the moment.
No, definitely not. That back five is solid. But this is what I said to a few of my mates. Like, I've got some mates that are Spurs fans. I said, we're not coming to your ground to play football, innit? Like, we're turning up to stink the gaff out. That's what we're doing. We're going to turn up, stink the gaff out, and then we're going to beat you from a set piece or on the transition. And that's literally how it went. And to be fair, I said to him as well, if you score against us, then you'll do very well in it. And then as the game progressed, not at any point did I feel like we were going to concede, which is a credit to not only the back five, but the two boys that played in front of them.
Yes, that's it. I've been quite critical of Party, good reason to be honest. But, we have to say this season, he's getting fitter. He's playing every game. He hasn't. Well, yeah, I've got a wooden table here, so I'll touch it all day long. But, it looks like he's going to play every game, touch wood. But Arteta wants him there. He looks happy enough to be there. Him and Jorginho did very well. I mean, I know arguably you could say what's against them because James Maddison is absolute dog shit. But we just took to them. We just took to him at nothing. They just had. I can't believe the money they spent on people like Brennan Johnson, Dominic Solanke, and no one says nothing. Everyone's quick to run. Just a vision of beauty. That's just. I'm not looking in the mirror, everybody. Ian Jenkinson has arrived. Hey, doing okay?
Gentlemen, how are we doing?
We're good.
We're good. We're just dissecting that lovely win on Sunday.
What a win.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, just talking about Thomas Partey and how he's come back to the fore. And, a few people like myself are moaning about him. But, he's getting on with it. And, that's great. Spurs have spent a load of money on players like Brennan Johnson and Solanke, and they're rubbish. Then it's, that's the thing. It's the good old media. We spent £65 million on Kai Havertz, who again was superb Sunday, but we'll talk about that later. And everyone's like, £65 million flop, blah, 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 blah. And then they shut up. But see the Spurs buy players like this, Brennan Johnson, £50 million. And he's average.
And that's being kind.
Yep. Well,
I think you're being very kind there, fella.
All right, dog shit. There you go. Is that And Solanke, we all said Solanke was going to be, £65 million. But Jesus Christ, I mean, wow. I mean, I've moaned. I said I'd love a striker at Arsenal, but if you're going to waste £65 million like that, I'm glad we haven't bothered.
Yeah, but Solanke's a Liverpool reject, though, isn't he?
Well, he is, yeah. He's been around. But he had a good season at Bournemouth. But sadly, I don't know why players go to Bournemouth. Why do players go to Tottenham? I don't understand. He's
a Liverpool reject, Solanke. Like he had a little go in their team for a bit when they didn't have a forward, and then they replaced him pretty much with Firmino.
Wasn't he at Chelsea as well, Solanke? Didn't he start off his career at Chelsea and then went to Liverpool?
I think so.
So yeah,
but yeah, to your point, about the midfielders, I think the two that played in front of the defence need massive shout outs because, I mean, I'm one of Jorginho's biggest defenders and always will be. But he was thrown in, played no minutes whatsoever, and the geezer was cramping up from the 70th minute because he hasn't played no football. and he's still
and he couldn't come
running
off
back.
because we'd nothing on the bench to replace him with. So
yeah, but he's still running back from their penalty area to our penalty area to stop them from like getting into our box and all that.
Yeah.
And I had a little tiff with a few people when they were saying about him starting and all that, and I was like, mate, this geezer is the perfect guy to be coming on into this game when we're struggling or we're short of numbers. And like I said, for me, Basmati doesn't get his place back in the team. He doesn't deserve it.
That's a big shout, that is, Charlie. That's a big shout. That's a big shout. He will come in on Sunday.
Yeah, he will, but he doesn't deserve it, bruv. You got yourself sent off, innit?
Yeah, no, I do get that. I do understand. I'd still rather he played though on Sunday. But no, that's good. And we'll go back to the back four. I mean, I've been very lucky my age, and I know Ian and Mark have got to be around that sort of ballpark, where Tony Adams is the greatest Arsenal centre-half I've ever seen. Sol Campbell and Martin Keown, for me, are not far behind him. But now Gabriel and Saliba have to be up there with, well, almost Tony Adams, because the way they're going. I mean, I do worry about Saliba in future years, whether Real Madrid will get his head turned. But obviously, that's a conversation for another day. But I think Gabriel will be us for a long time, because you can just tell when he scores his goals, he loves it. He absolutely loves the club, and we love him. And considering we got him for like £27 million or something ridiculous, it's just another absolute bargain. It's just, I know Saliba was like 20 million, and they've got to be about £200 million for the pair,
twice the
if not
price.
more. It's just, I mean, fair play, Edu, or presumably it was Edu. They've got him both.
I think they missed that.
It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Because you ain't centre-halves like them in any other team. As far as I'm concerned, I know you've got your Van Dijks and that, and Ruben Diaz and John Stones, but they're nowhere near as good as them. And Spurs fans think fucking Romero's any good. Do me a favour.
Yeah, I won't hear Romero talk. I won't hear no Romero talk. I mean, only Spurs fans think Romero's good, to be fair. And even most of my mates that.
Oh, Van der Ven's got pace. Yeah, great. But where is he going to go?
That's all he has.
Yeah, got nothing else.
He's not in the Olympics. You know, like he's on a football pitch. You know, like their record for conceding goals is off the charts. So they're obviously doing something wrong somewhere. You know,
it's the way they play, though, isn't it? It's the way they
that
play.
doesn't help them.
Like,
you know,
they got this high line and they play this expansive attacking football. They're always going to concede goals.
Yeah, but again, it's like I think yourself and myself were saying, when they concede so many from set pieces, it's ridiculous. It's such a cheap goal to give away, a set piece goal. But they do it. That's 3 of the last 4 goals I think we scored against them have been set pieces.
In the first half, we had a call.
Exactly, my friend.
You know,
Saka whipped one in the first half and he got flappy, and then we got another one straight away, and then Saka did a silly pass, and even Gary Neville was running. So what? And you just they keep
put it right back on top of his head. Level was saying.
You always knew there was going to be a chance, didn't you, Ian? And obviously the videos of the Spurs fans turning your backs and hiding when the other team's got a corner. A says it all about them, but B says it all about how great Nicolas Jover and his set pieces are, because we've just become a tour de force. It is almost like a penalty.
When you have rival fans turning away when you get a corner, you know that we're doing something right. And as you say, Nicolas Jover, he deserves a huge pay rise. We're all talking about keeping Saliba, but I think Jover needs to stay. Get him a contract extension.
With him a statue.
And a statue, But but it does say a lot about both teams. Like Spurs are so poor at defending set pieces. Like they're like, again, I echo what Charlie was saying. This Romero talk is just absolute nonsense. Anytime I watch him, he's poor. And our own boys, like and our boys. You mentioned Brooksy about Tony Adams, and again, like Mark, we're elder statesmen, and I remember Tony Adams very, very well. But Tony Adams, Sol Campbell, all the boys you mentioned, none of them are putting up figures like Saliba and Gabriel are doing at the moment. Like that stat that's going around where we've conceded 3 goals this calendar year, and 2 of those were against Spurs, and we basically threw those into our own net. One was a penalty, and one was David Raya's mistake, and like. Even the Invincibles and the likes of Tony Adams weren't doing this. Like these guys are special, and it's not just the 2 centre backs. It's obviously the whole back four. It's Raya himself,
there's a whole
and
structure,
there's a big structure involved, and you got your midfield, like and even the wingers have a huge say in this as well. Like, but Arsenal fans have never seen these figures before. They're just sensational. Like, and long may it continue.
Absolutely. Good evening, G. Thank you very much for your very kind message. Hope you're doing well in lovely Cornwall. But yes, there was that stat that came out. Obviously, is it the first time we've won 3 Spurs games? 2 Spurs games away
games
since
Tottenham,
1980. Yeah, good old George. Yeah, gorgeous George. So yeah, again, it's just another little milestone that Arteta's doing. It's a plan on their merry way. So hopefully a league title. But I'm going to talk about Julian Timber now. Daniel, I want to go to you. I mean, he's just a beast. He's just brilliant. I mean, he's a player we hope we really be getting. Probably injury last season. We've had to wait a long time. Hang on. We come back.
We're back. Panic over.
It's nothing to do with me, yeah.
Light switch.
I think Sunday, that Timber performance showed us what we're really getting. Up and down. Takes no shit as well. I like that about him. He'll have a fight, he'll have a scrap. He's very quick. He's built like a rugby player. He's an absolute unit. He's a good defender and a very, very good player.
I actually had Timber as my man of the match on Sunday because the performance the guy was putting on after coming back from an ACL injury, going up and down, stretching for tackles, blocking tackles, was even ready for the fight. Sometimes in that game, I was even surprised if Timber was the one putting those Bible quotes online before the game, because I can't believe someone putting Bible quotes on the line has such a fight in his belly to go after the Tottenham goalkeeper. You see grabbing his shirt like, what you up to? Come at me. But it's actually good to see Timber going for tackle, because it just shows that the fear of having a recurrence of the injury is actually out of his mind, because most times when footballers go on such significant injuries, they are scared to go into tackles. And seeing Timber on Sunday, even the game previously, makes me feel confident that the guy is ready and is fit enough for the season. And I actually had him as my man of the match, but a lot of people were giving it to Gabriel, rightly so, because of the goal. But Timber, if Timber was available last season, I believe we could have won the league. That's how far I can go with his performance on Sunday.
He slots in so well. And again, another thing I like about this team.
Inspiration for you, Charlie, coming back from the exact same injury.
Yeah, it's it. Charlie Timber. There we go. But,
yeah, let's go.
Yeah, go on. And this ties into my little point there, Charlie. Let's go. You're up for a ruck. Just like our team. That's what I like about them. A lot of them like a scrap. They're up for it. No one back down. Havertz loves it. I love that edge about him. He's up for a row with anybody. You know, Timber's up for it. Saka gets involved. Party's there. Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White. You know, they're all ready to rumble. I mean, they're all sticking up for each other. It's really good. Spurs, man. They shit themselves when the old Timber they keep a via the neck. You know, it's just apart from Romero giving it, but the rest of the players didn't want to know.
Yeah, we're no longer the nice guys that I grew up watching, where we were technically very good, but we had the very soft underbellies that people could just rub them and we'd get turned over 3-4-0.
And that was the sad theory that you knew if you kicked them, then they'd probably beat us.
Whereas these lot, I mean, Kai Havertz as well deserves a massive shout out, because he was not only isolated, but he was holding everything up. Everything. Like, they were kicking him, they were fouling him. And like you said, he's moved from Chelsea, he's come here, and he just looks like a completely different player.
Oh, it's crazy.
It almost looks like he knows what wearing the badge means. Not even just in these games against your big rivals, even in the other games. Some of these players know what it means to wear the badge.
Definitely that. And that's the thing, you know. It's like he come in, we've obviously taken to him. And obviously he's taken to us. And I think, you know, like I said, some players, they understand what Arsenal is. They're like, okay, no, I'm at a massive club here, and they get it. Whereas other people say, they do, but they don't. Aubameyang. But, the fact that he's probably going to play him on this every game now as the striker. Arteta's got such massive faith in him, and he's obviously very popular. And I just think, if he can get 20 goals this season, which I think he might, because he gets the chances, he always gets in the right areas.
It actually depends on where he's going to play. Is he going to play in the midfield or as a striker? Because I think if he's going to play at the midfield, there's no way he's going to score 20 goals. Or as a striker, I think.
But I think, Daniel, which might have sealed the deal, if you remember the league game against Villa last season, when he moved it around and he put him in centre mid, and it didn't work at all. I mean, it wasn't his fault. We lost, but they had Trossard up front, and he missed that golden chance. And you don't know, and it just obviously dropped Jesus and moved through things around. So I think he's learned his lesson now, and I think a lot of us thought Havertz would play in centre mid on Sunday, and we were wondering whether either Sterling, Martinelli, or Saka, one of them might actually play as a false number 9. But obviously he went for Trossard in centre mid, and I have to say, he tried his hardest.
Exactly.
It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible. He had a go, and he got involved. I mean, Ian, do you think he'll play in that position on Sunday?
Well, we know, as tough a game as Spurs away is, Spurs aren't anywhere near as good as Man City are, and I wouldn't be surprised if he plays there because we got through it. I don't think we played great against Spurs on Sunday, but we kind of got enough done to get the 3 points. I worry a little bit that if he plays Partey and Jorginho again, will he put somebody like Trossard kind of in the middle? He might have no choice. Obviously, he won't play Jorginho, I don't think, because we'll have Declan Rice back. But will he play? I think he'll mix it. I think you might see 2 or 3 different players throughout the game play in that position. I think it'll be shared. I think a few people will play in that position. And but look, it worked on Sunday, but this Sunday coming is a much different game, tougher game.
A pretty different ball game. I mean, Saka will definitely play. I mean, another assist with a golden boy. I mean, his defensive work is second to none. Obviously, he went down the second half near the end. People started shitting the pants, let's be honest. Yeah. I was like, oh no, here we go, not him and all. But I think it's just cramp. I mean, he looks happy enough jumping around, celebrating at the end. So, I presume he'll be fine. I mean,
he's been declared.
It wasn't
he has been declared fit from his press conference, and he said he's fine.
Yeah,
probably fatigue.
Well, that's the thing. He don't stop. I mean, as you think as well, he's only had a few weeks off in the summer after carrying England, so he hasn't had a proper 4 or 5 week rest probably since he was about 13. So the boy needs a rest. Martinelli as well. I mean, I think Charlie's similar to me. I think we're both big fans of Martinelli. But I just don't know, Charlie. A couple of years ago, it just used to really excite me when he got the ball. He just cut inside. Now, I don't know. I don't know what's happened to him. So that chance in the first half, his through on goal, I thought he was either going to keep going and get as close to keeping on back in or cut it across the Saka. But in the end, he did neither and just had a shot from a bit far out. And you knew he wasn't going to go in.
Yeah, it's getting to the point now where it's becoming a struggle to defend him.
Yes.
And it's quite sad, really, because, like you said, I'm one of his biggest fans, and he's one of the players that I will always look to defend. But it's becoming a little bit now where it's hard because he's getting the starts. Like I said, if we've got everyone fit on the left-hand side, he's the one that plays because he's usually the starter.
Definitely.
But he's not really doing anything. It's almost like he's lost his confidence. He's lost half a yard of pace because he's lost his confidence. But then I think what's also not helping is because he's direct, he's sometimes isolated out on the left by himself. Whereas on the right-hand side, Saka, Ødegaard, Ben White, they're all working in tandem with each other.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Whereas on the left, Martinelli's sort of left on his own, where he's trying to get him behind and all that. So Yuri and Timber, or whoever else is playing there with him, haven't got the pace or whatever to get up there with him when the ball's played. So I think there's a few factors to it, but I think most of it's probably just a confidence thing. Because like you said, 2 seasons ago, he's through and he scores that. We're not even I'm already celebrating 2 seasons ago that's going in. But for me, he had to square that. Like, we had a simple tap in there.
He scored a goal similar to that. Was it Sevilla away in the Champions League last year? It was a similar goal.
No, Sevilla away, he went round the keeper, didn't he?
Ah, yes, he did. Yeah, I'm thinking of someone else.
You're thinking of the West Ham one when he was playing through against West Ham and he slotted
it. There you go. Yes.
And he slotted it. But
yeah, I think he's due a goal. That's for sure.
I think he should have squared it though. If it was me personally, like Saka was, I'd have been screaming at him there, saying, "Oh, yo, bro, square that. I've got to tap in."
I will just to give the other side. Sorry, Daniel. I thought Martinelli was fantastic on Sunday. Like he wasn't great going forward. He missed a few chances, but I think his defensive work. See, this is the stuff that we don't properly keep an eye out for when you're watching the game and you think of Martinelli and Saka. You're hyper focused on what they're going to produce. Are they going to score? Are they going to get an assist? Are they going to be are they going to be dangerous? And of course, that's what we want. That's their prime function. But Martinelli and Saka at the weekend were just sensational going the other way.
Defensively,
and I think sometimes we go two-footed in on people like Martinelli but Charlie, you're 100% right that on the right-hand side, Saka is very, very productive, but he has that pod, he has the White and the Ødegaard pod, as well as the rest of the team from the midfield, but we just don't have that same cohesion and that same kind of productivity on the left-hand side. I think that's why he bought Calafiori and he bought Marino, like to try and not replicate it, but try and keep that left-hand side or get that left-hand side being more productive. But I just think Martinelli is a bit of a fall guy at the moment in terms of that. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that chance that he had, you're right, Charlie, he should have squared it to Saka, or he should have been more direct. It could have crossed the defender, maybe got a penalty. Like he's made some kind of poor, like, just choices in vital moments. But I just think his all-around game shouldn't be ignored. I thought he was fantastic on Sunday, I have to say.
Yeah, someone get Mark Dunning back on the show. Sorry, Mark Dunning's trapped outside. It's been kicked out of the club. Mark's on here.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm at it. I'm not sure why I'm at it. I think that Paul's doing this rather than me.
This is the show.
I'm coming back off. There we go.
I thought it was a substitution. I thought Mark went off for the other Mark.
It's like Celebrity Squares.
Gentlemen, what about saying? Yeah, that is definitely down to Paul. That is nothing down to me whatsoever. Have a good show, guys. Cheers, man.
That's it with my show. It's nothing but professional. So.
just in case you thought we were pre-recorded, guys.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, there's something I wanted to add to what you said, Shally. You said Martinelli could have squared that ball, but to be fair to Martinelli, I don't think the opportunity to square that ball was actually on play, because if you actually look at the game again, for him to make that pass, that should actually be the first pass, because touching the ball again, Udogie covered the space for Bukayo Saka to attack the ball. So scoring that ball for Bukayo Saka wasn't on for Martinelli in that game. But if you have to go to Martinelli performance, I don't think Martinelli performance on Sunday was actually great. It was dog shit for me. When I look at Martinelli, I should actually look at the attacking phase of Martinelli, not on the defensive aspect of Martinelli, because we know Martinelli to be a good goal scorer, and having that chance, he should have buried that chance. I think he should have buried that chance, because if you had to go alone, not playing the ball for the first time, then you have to put the ball at the far corner, just like Thierry Henry normally does. So, and he actually has the name. I just think his confidence at the moment is really poor, and his execution in his head is actually poor. And I think he should be benched for our next game against Atalanta if I'm the coach, because productivity.
Who are you replacing him with?
I'm going to put Trossard there. If I'm not putting Trossard, I can play Ryan Sterling over Martinelli at the moment, because at the moment, any of those players I just mentioned can do the defensive aspect of what Martinelli is doing at the moment. So his performance stinks at the moment for me.
Slightly harsh, but you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, I don't agree.
I think Sterling will take a few games, I think, before he starts him, I think.
Yeah, so I think Sterling is gonna start tomorrow.
I think
Definitely.
Sterling will start in the Bolton game. I reckon.
Yeah,
I could be
I think
completely
Sterling
wrong.
started the
I
Bolton
agree.
game.
I think
I think so. I mean, obviously we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow night. I
But
mean,
does anyone think here? Does anyone think here that he could have squared that in the game? Because if
I
you look
thought
at when
he-
he
I thought he could have
I
done. If
thought
he'd
so.
looked up and seen him, he could have whacked it across to him.
yeah, easy. Because if you look at when the ball's played and he takes the touch, Saka's free as a bird before Ødegaard gets back.
But
All he has to
again,
do
I
is
wonder.
square
It's,
it.
I
He
think
wants
it's
to
probably a
go.
confidence thing as well.
It's
He would have had
almost
to
as
try
if
it
he's
with his
trying
left
too
foot.
hard. He knows he
Yeah.
needs a goal.
Yeah.
And if it goes in, then we're all raving about how wonderful he is. It is. Is what it is. Obviously, 0-0 at half time. You get in, you think, all right, that's fine. Just wait and see what Tottenham are going to throw. Because you face it, in the whole game, I mean, I know Raya, I think he made 1 or 2 little saves in the first half. But I'll be lying if I can think of the top of my head the amount of chances he actually had to deal with. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we stuffed them out quite a lot, but it wasn't as if we were under siege. And
No.
I mean, obviously, even after we scored, they wanted such a wave after wave of scary attacks. I was actually weirdly quite relaxed on most of it. Compared to like last year's game, obviously when we threw it away a little bit and you think, God, they're going to score again, it's all gone to shit. But this time around, I mean, you go for their strike force and Son doesn't want to be there.
They could still have been there now and they wouldn't have scored.
It's just a very,
You know.
it's great to see because there's obviously something going on behind the scenes and it's not a happy place.
But that's it.
I would say
I think. Sorry,
Sorry,
go
go on,
ahead.
Mark. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, I think Raya has a massive, massive influence on that as well. He is so assured when the ball comes into that box. You never feel, unlike the far end where you know the keeper is going to flap at it and do something silly. We know what Raya, once that ball comes into the box, he's going to command the box. He's going to come and grab any cross he can. He won't flap at it. He'll play with authority. And the 4 guys playing in front of him trust him absolutely implicitly. That so it means they can play a bit more aggressively. And so I just think he deserves massive praise.
I have to say, after
I will just say, I was one of the first people that was on the Raya team. I was one of the first people that was on the Raya team.
I'm not going to lie. It took me a while to warm me. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I'll hold my hands up now. I mean, this season, I think he's been our best player. I think he's been absolutely superb. You can see the confidence he's now got compared to when he first started, when you can understand the pressure was on him and he was a bit wobbly. But now he's just a completely different beast. It's just like, I am the best keeper in the Premier League. I've got the most clean sheets. I've won the Euros. I didn't play. But, you can see that confidence oozing out of him, because he's not the biggest of keepers. But, he's just superb. And he wears pink very nice as well.
Pulls it off well.
I think Mark is, just to echo what Mark is saying, he's been sensational. I thought he was excellent last season, but he's been sensational so far this season, And just on your point, Brooksy, I think Spurs, for the first 15, 20 minutes, I thought Spurs caused us a few problems.
We were a bit wobbly to start with.
They had a few chances, like you think of the Ben White giveaway. Do you remember he tried to play the ball into one of the central defenders, and Ray made an early save as well. But you know what? Even at that, because we're talking about how comfortable we feel with Ray, I haven't felt as comfortable with crosses coming in when in terms of a goalkeeper since David Seaman, and I mean that. Like Ray is so good that when a cross comes in, when it's halfway across, I'm like, oh, that's David Raya, that's no problem. But he also, what I loved about when we did give up a few chances, like we closed them down. Like they never had any clear cut chances. They were half chances that could have turned into clear cut, but we were just so good defensively that they were cut out. But that was only for the first 15-20. After that, as Mark says, they could be here till now and they still wouldn't have scored.
No, and let's obviously talk about the goal. So obviously, again, the second half was a very game of few chances. I don't think we had a shot on target apart from the goal. I could be completely wrong, but I don't remember anything exciting. You think, okay, maybe it will be a set piece. And obviously, Saka whips it in. Gabriel rises like a salmon. And job done. Thank you very much. Another goal for Gabriel. I mean, I can't think. I mean, he's got quite a few now. He's just got such a knack. I mean, of just being in. He's such a good header. It's such a good meaty header. I mean, it does help if you leave him unmarked, obviously. But
and
3 yards out unmarked does help.
It was the first goal we scored up that end at their new stadium, like beside the Arsenal fans, in front of the Arsenal fans. All the goals we scored there have been down the other end. So, and I don't know if you
Not
noticed
quite
when
correct.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, is it not?
Lacazette scored there, but there was no.
Oh, you're
fans
right.
in the
Sorry, my
stadium.
apologies. My
Ah.
apologies. Lacazette, you're right. But when we got that corner, because that whole goal came from, or the corner came from a big hoof up the pitch. The
Havertz.
yeah, he just hoofed it, and Havertz did really, really well and played it out to Martinelli, who played it out to Saka, and then we got the corner. But the Arsenal crowd, when they got that corner, were so loud. It was like they manifested that goal out of sheer will, and it was just fantastic. And like again, Romero, how poor defensively was he for that corner? Like, it was just awful. But Gabby, boom, thank you.
Yeah, it's just superb. And absolute bedlam. I'm sure you've seen all the videos online of all the fans. It's just superb. It's just, yeah, it's just what you hope for and dream for. And to see the players, how much it means to them. And, you know, no, he's superb. I mean, it's almost scandalous. I mean, Saliba is amazing, but he's right next to him, head and shoulders. I couldn't separate them.
Yeah, no,
in
there's
my
two of them in
opinion.
it, definitely.
But they complement each other so well. Where Saliba might do more, if you will, stylish, more eye-pleasing tackles, but Gabriel's more, you know, he loves a block. I mean, when he does a block, he celebrates like he scores a goal.
He does.
You know,
Gabriel just loves defending. You know, that's
lovely to have a back
just
four.
loves
They all love
getting
defending.
himself, putting his body on the line, clearing the ball. He just loves that part of the game. That's not in every player, so
No,
thankfully we have a guy like that in our team. Just
and I agree. I agree with Mark's comment there as well. Like, he is so well. I think not so much now. He was very underrated, like for the last couple of seasons, because Saliba was getting all the plaudits. But my God, he's so important to us. Like, he'd be as important if we lost him. He'd be as important as losing Saliba. Like, he's fantastic.
Yeah, it's absolutely superb. And obviously, going to the game, well, it's the Tottenham game, I think so, because, you know, I'm getting bored of talking about Tottenham really, because they're crap, and it's just, you know, it is what it is. Nice, easy. Can
I say very quickly, Brooksy, that this is just Spurs all over. Like Man United last night, we're gearing up for a Champions League game tomorrow night, and they're playing against Coventry in the Carabao Cup. So that says all you need to know.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
No. That's very laughing Man United quickly going about that. What's it? Man United are back. It's like, fuck's sake, Barnsley, for goodness sake, no disrespect to Barnsley, but Jesus Christ, if you can't beat them at home in the cup, then you've got serious problems. So obviously, so we move on from a very comfortable win, and it leaves us second in the table thanks to Nottingham Forest, with a lovely little win to shut Liverpool up, which is always a pleasure. So we're 2 points behind Man City going into Sunday's game. But before that, we have the small matter of the first Champions League game of the season tomorrow night, and the new format, 32, 36 teams, or whatever it is. Top 8 automatically go through, and then I think the 9 to the 16 teams play each other in playoffs to qualify for the last 16. Obviously, our first game is away to Atalanta tomorrow night. It is an interesting one, Charlie, in regards to Atlanta. It's not unknown. Obviously, they won the Europa League. They're a good side, but we don't actually know what team we're going to put out, because is concentrate more on the Man City game, or do you think secret tomorrow night? I know what I'd rather do, but obviously he's the main man.
Yeah, of course. It's going to be down to him, innit? I mean, I always try and take it game by game, but obviously you do have to look at the bigger picture as well. The thing is, though, with this league phase, I think in general we've been handed into what I would class as a favourable run of fixtures.
Yeah, I think so.
Atalanta, I mean, they are a good side. I mean, I watched them smash up Leverkusen in the Europa League final last season, and they will probably cause us problems.
Good beating.
But I think he makes 3 changes max. And that's if we're lucky. I think he still plays near enough a full strength team. I think you could even see Partey get a rest in this game, and he played Jorginho and Rice as an example. And you might even see Havertz maybe get a rest and he stick Jesus up top. But I don't think there'll be many changes. If it was me, I'd still go strong because I want to win the game.
I'd be amazed if Havertz don't start, but obviously the worry is, isn't it, Ian? We play a strong team, we win, great, but if he plays a weakened side and we lose that 3-4-0, I can't see it with our defence. But if it was to happen, all of a sudden you go into the Sunday's game and you're like, oh, Arsenal just lost 3-4-0. You know, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, like you just said, I don't think even if we did play a weakened team, so long as we were good, like we had a good defense out, I think we do all right. Like Champions League football is different to the Premier League. Atalanta are not to be sniffed at because, as we were saying, they've won the Europa League. They beat Liverpool at home, as in Atalanta being at home last season. I think they beat them 3-1. Like, and I watched that game, and they were very, very good. I don't know if they've lost many players. Isn't it Kolasinac that he plays for Atalanta? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Like,
last
hopefully he
season,
plays.
I don't know.
I know they've lost, what's he called?
Coot Miners, I think.
That's the one. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the one I was thinking of. He's
So,
gone.
He's
gone to
but I
another
do
team. He's gone to
believe.
Milan or Juventus. He's gone.
I think Coot Miners has gone Juventus and Lookman's
Juventus.
still there.
Yes, he is. He scored the other
at
day.
the weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, but I do believe, as Charlie said, like I think he will play a strong team. I think he will want to win the game. That's Arteta's mentality. He's always very much a we have to be able to play 3 games a week. None of this, resting players. And yeah, I expect a strong lineup. Again, I think Charlie might be right. He might rest Partey. We know what his kind of fitness record is like. So maybe Jorginho in is a good call. And but it's, I don't know. I always prioritize the Premier League. So if you did rest a few players, I wouldn't complain. But I don't think he will. I don't think he might rest 1 or 2, but not wholesale changes for sure.
Calafiori's back in the squad.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see if he gets a start. But
He ain't
we don't know how fit he is. Obviously, I think most of us are expecting him to be back for the Spurs game. But obviously, the knock he had in the international break. Obviously, but he's fit enough to travel, so he must be fit enough to start. But yeah, whether he does, obviously, time will tell. Obviously, talk about Raheem Sterling. Obviously, he come on as a sub on Sunday. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've seen clips of him training. And it's easy to say, he looked really good. He looked really hungry and sharp. And then, I don't know, he come on. He just looked like he's carrying a bit of beef. I don't know if it's just me. He just looked a bit, and he had that chance, and he just took about half hour to try and get a shot off. And I was just like, oh, please don't annoy me. I want him to do well, but I just don't know.
Got to give him time.
I know.
Got to give him time. I mean, it would be perfect, to be fair. I mean, we could, ideally, I'd rest Saka in this game. Or when I say rest, put him on the bench. And I would even put, worst comes to worst, I would put Sterling on the right in Saka's position and just give him the ball and let him run people.
Yeah, I wouldn't be averse to that, to be honest. I would be quite happy for Saka to have a rest if he was going to be fine for Sunday.
Well, he's got the options now, isn't it? You can't.
That's very true.
You can't keep playing Saka over and over again, and then he gets these little niggly injuries and all that. Like, he came off with cramp. I mean, obviously, yeah, it's a tough away game, Champions League and all that. But again, when I said looking at the bigger picture, the Premier League is our ultimate goal at the end of the season. Obviously, we all want to do well in the Champions League, of course, but the Premier League is our ultimate goal.
And obviously, there's a short turnaround.
Well,
I mean, why are we playing Thursday night in the Champions League? Is this a regular thing now?
UEFA decided to do this.
It's because of the new league system. Because of the new league system, there being more teams and more games, they've made it a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday thing now.
Yeah, it's just.
But I think it's only the first.
Oh, it's just this 1 week, right? Okay.
Yeah. It's only the first game week. Yeah, but also Man City have great connections in UEFA, and somebody made a phone call there.
But yeah, no, it's just it's very harsh. Obviously, that could well have an effect on his team selection as well.
Yeah. And just on Sterling, like I agree fully with Charlie that like he has to be given time. He hasn't played for Chelsea all season. This is kind of like his pre-season in a way. Like he hasn't played any competitive minutes apart from on Sunday, and he looked when he came on, he kind of looked a little bit lost, and he as you say, took 100 years to decide what he wanted to do, because he could have taken a shot. He could have become an absolute instant hero there. If he'd have taken a pot shot 2 seconds earlier, who knows what might have happened. And apparently if you speak to some Chelsea fans and even some Liverpool fans back in the day, when he played for them back in the day, one of the frustrations they had with him is that sometimes he would do that. He would just be a little bit indecisive, but he just needs to get up to match fitness. That's all. I'm not worried about him.
No, he might be saving a goal for Sunday away at Man City in the last minute. You just never know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Could you
Exactly.
imagine? Could you imagine? Oh, it would be absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
Anyone thinking whenever might start tomorrow?
No.
Wouldn't have thought so. Wouldn't have thought so. Away in Europe, I doubt it. Against a decent team. It's not as if we're playing, say, Dynamo Zagreb or something who got smashed last night. It's a proper opposition who deserve to be given respect, and I think you don't take chances.
I will
like
say
that.
on that, he looked very at home on Sunday.
He did. He did.
Against
Looked very composed, very assured.
And the alleged top 4 team in England away.
Yeah.
But European football is different. We know that ourselves.
I have to say, I do think he's got something about him in area that's got some sort of sweat. There's definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if he either started either tomorrow or Sunday, to be honest. And I'm sure he probably won't, but I don't think he's going to be far off.
No,
and then
but I do think after that, the 2 league, we've Bolton after Sunday, and then we've Leicester and Southampton in the league. I think he'll definitely start against Bolton and potentially in those 2 Premier League home games as well.
They're both at home, aren't they, as well?
Yeah. So I think they're probably opportunities to give him a start. I think that's where Arteta will probably be looking.
If you do look ahead, and we obviously this horror run of games you had to begin with. So we do, get a positive result against Man City. That's what 5-6 games gone unbeaten. That's Man City, Villa, and Spurs away. All
we've been given 3 of last year's top 5 away from home in our first 5 games. It's like we've been handling the gauntlet.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I'm actually quite happy about it because I'm going to
am now. I wasn't when the fixtures came out.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But even on Sunday, if the game doesn't go our way and we end up 5 points behind Man City, like at this stage of the season, that's absolutely fine. I know what they're like, and I know every point counts. And we ran them so close, so like you shouldn't, and you hopefully don't lose against them. But I think the weight of us not having to play them. The last 2 seasons, we've had to play City and Spurs away late on in the season. And I think that weighed on us. Now, granted, we beat Spurs away, but the City game became just a must not lose. And it became that kind of 0-0 draw. And we played very well. We had chances to win it. But a lot of people said we went to play for a draw. And maybe that was true. But I think on Sunday, we can actually have a go, because if we do lose it, there's plenty of time to crawl that
30
back.
plus games to get it back, Plus 1 at home against them. So.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You look at Brentford the other day, seeing their highlights, they went and had a go. They had some good chances when they were like 1-0 up and 1-0. So they can create quite a lot of problems. No disrespect. A lot better than they are. They're there to be got at, and Man City know as well. They won't want to obviously lose to us. It's just a massive, massive game. Haaland's obviously hit the ground running again. No surprise.
No,
but he's got a point to prove against us, because obviously last season he didn't have a shot on target in either game.
No. Did any of you were all your hearts in your mouth on Sunday when Saliba got booked? Were all your hearts in your mouth thinking, imagine if we didn't have Saliba? Because the first thing I thought of, I literally ran a clip in my. I ran a clip in my head of that, or the clip in my head of Saliba. Do you remember the way he body checked him? Haaland last season, the ball was played up and he just body checked him and he hit the deck. And I that just kept playing in my head. I was like, no, please don't get sent off. But I think Saliba was so cool that it probably was never going to happen.
He was very good.
Yeah, but when it happened, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, there was a point in that game when
I wasn't thinking like that until you just mentioned it there now. Thank God I wasn't sitting near you on Sunday.
I'd been shaking and going, no.
I did think at one point the ref was going to send someone off.
It felt like that in the first half. He was throwing out yellows like there was no tomorrow. But
yes.
Did you hear what Mark Dean said during the game? He was like, it's normally Mark Oliver and Anthony Taylor.
But that's the job. We can't give Taylor and Oliver every game.
You have to give them other refs a go, which is all very well and good. But if they're no good, then again, obviously with Sunday's game, Mark Oliver's a ref, and I can't stand him either.
It says more.
To be fair, out of all the refs, he's the best one.
Is
Out
he
of all
though?
of them.
I think he's fucking awful.
I think,
But they're all
I think
awful,
he
though,
is.
innit?
Yeah, I know. Well, they
They're
are.
all awful.
He's just got a really punchable face.
But it says
But no,
him,
the away
him,
record.
Taylor and Parsons not bad, but most of the refs are very poor.
The away record Tig, is insane though, because like it was said, like our first 3 away games and 2 of them we've not only won, we've kept a clean sheet in both. So if we can go to their gaff and keep another clean sheet, like for me, I'm looking at this game, and I'm not looking at there going, if we don't win it, it's not the end of the world. If we go there and get a draw, like it's already been said, we only have to play them once more, and they've got to come to us.
Yeah.
So, and it's at a different stage of the season as well. Last season, we had to go away to them. It was almost like, do we have to go and win? This time round, like I said, even if we lost, the gap's 5 points. They're going to drop points eventually. Like they're not going to win every single game. It's going to happen.
We've had 3 of the toughest games we're going to play all season played after week 5. We've been away to Villa, away to Spurs, and away to City.
I mean, Pep said it himself. Arsenal's start is a lot harder than ours. We need to be clear of them before we play them. So they've done their job, and we've done really well with our fixtures. And if we're being brutally honest, obviously, if Basmati doesn't get himself stupidly sent off, we're on 12 points out of 12.
Yep, definitely.
So,
and we've kept 4 clean sheets. Probably.
And we've kept 4 clean sheets. Exactly.
More than likely,
No panic. No panic.
Obviously, Man City are playing tonight in Milan. I have no idea what the score is.
0-0.
0-0. I mean, with regards to the court hearing that apparently started on Monday, but obviously no one can hear or read about it because they've completely shut it down. Does anyone think that could have some sort of effect on them at some point? I mean,
nobody knows. They're talking about no verdict until the new year, which, if it's guilty, will most certainly be appealed. So, God only knows when an actual final verdict will be put down on this. So.
No, I don't know. But
too many charges.
The only thing
I think they're getting done. People said, they get away with it. There's no way they're not getting done.
They're getting done.
1 or 2 charges. They're definitely getting done. They got points deductions. They're going to get some sort of points deduction, I think. There's no point fining them because they've got all the money in the world. They need to hit them where it hurts. Points or trophies taken off them.
Yeah.
No, they won't take trophies off.
Transfer ban as well, I think, has to be on the cards too. We would imagine.
You have to look what
that's usually the
Rangers. They kicked them down.
Yeah, that'd be Sevco.
Hilarious.
Yeah, like you like to think and hope that it may have an on-pitch effect on them, but I don't think it will. I think Pep will use it, and he'll isolate
circle the wagons.
He'll isolate the players from it all and have them all wound up. But as the boys are saying, I think it's going to be it'll be a long time. It's just going to be wrapped up in litigation for years, I think, unless the Premier League just pull out a pair and do something. But we'll see. But you know what? Part of me would love, you would take a league win if they got a 20-30 point deduction and we won the league. Gee, God, I'd be out naked on my in my front
we're all looking
garden there. No bother.
I'll be joining, mate. Don't worry.
Call the guards.
But I would love to do it without them being punished for this season. I would love to do it without them being punished. Maybe get them punished in the summer for next season, but that would be sweet. And I think we can do it. I really think we can.
Yeah, I agree. I think so as well. And obviously, end of the season, Pep said he might be leaving. So it could be a very interesting summer. He could even become the England manager if you're reading a certain reports. But we shall see. So let's do a few predictions then. We'll start with tomorrow night's game at Atalanta away. I'm going to go 2-0. I think nice 2-0. Defensively, I presume the back 5 will probably more or less be the same at Sunday. I reckon I might score on Jesus. He likes a bit of European football. So I'll go 2-0. Charlie?
I'm going to go 1-0. I think it'll be a tight game purely because I think certain players will want to stay fit for the game on Sunday. So, but I think we'll have enough.
So, Mark?
I'm going to go 2-1. I'll go with Goal scorers will go with Havertz and Saka.
Go on. And Ian?
I'm going to go 2-0 as well. I just think we'll control the game. Again, Atalanta, no pushovers, but I think we have more than enough. I think we'll control the game well, especially if all our normal defenders play. And 2-0.
Mark loves it, didn't he? He just loves it. What's your prediction for tomorrow night, Mark?
That comes next. And I'm going to say that our defence will get us over the line, and I'm going for 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Oh, beautiful song, isn't it? Beautiful song. And we might have to do quick predictions for Sunday's game and all. Considering we won't be back into next week. I'm going to go. I'll go 1-0 Arsenal. Why not? Saliba ahead of this time. Chaz?
I've gone for a 1-1 draw for Sunday.
I'll take that. Any sort of positive. So, Ian?
Nwaneri hat-trick, 3-0. No, I'm only joking.
Could you imagine?
Do you know what? Look, the optimist in me is going to agree with you, Brooksy. I'm going to go 1-0. I would take Charlie's 1-1, but I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0 Arsenal.
And it was hope we don't lose as a good result there. Mark?
0-0. Same as last year.
Irish Mark, go on.
Yeah, I'm going 0-0, same as last season, and run home with a point.
Scotland's finest, Mark.
I'm going to go 1-0 to the Arsenal again. I'm holding up. Yeah. 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Popular.
That would be very, very lovely. Yeah, it would be a very interesting game.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Actually, be very interesting to see if they give us all the hype. Because obviously they're so used to hyping up Liverpool, Man United, that you think now they'll finally hype up this one as the biggest game in the country. But we shall see.
I just hope that the extra days rest for Man City and them not having to travel, benefits them too much, because it's very tough to go away, travel back, only have a couple of sessions before the big game, and Man City are, sitting there.
Yeah, it is bloody annoying. I have to say, there's one thing with the English FA. I know, like Spain and Italy, they look after their team so much better than we do. Yeah. They move their games to like Friday nights and all sorts. But our FA is a joke.
Yeah.
It doesn't help them at all.
But look, we can overcome that. We can still do it.
Oh, absolutely. Perfect. Yeah, hopefully we'll be sitting here next week all naked because we've won.
I'll do the show from out in my garden naked.
Oh, mate, you wait till we win the league, mate. Naked. I'll be hanging from the chandeliers, mate. Yeah. On that lovely image.
Can I just say that? See, the technical issues that you had earlier, it was nothing to do with me whatsoever. I'm not quite sure who
you're going to hang your co-host. He's not even online.
Yeah.
He's here. The braid on it. Seriously, it was nothing to do with me.
Gone better than last week. My internet went about 3 times last week. I didn't even get to say goodbye at the end of the show.
Mate, my internet went last night. I got kicked out of my stream last night on the El Smuggo show.
Mark actually put in a message saying, "Could you bring me back up?" And he brought the wrong Mark back up. So
where'd the other fella go? Is it Daniel?
Yeah, he's messaged me. He's had a power cut, so it dropped.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it dropped. I thought you guys were cooking him, and he went.
Yeah, no, he read a few comments about Martinelli, and we were like, and then he went.
Because he said that Martinelli couldn't square the ball, and I was like, nah, bro, like literally when he takes the first touch, he has an opportunity of about I'd say a 2-3 second window where he could square it, and Saka's got to tap him, but he's not looking up, he's only looking forward.
That's the striker in him, and he wants to get a goal. Like I said, he knows the people on him. Hello.
Yes, Mark. Yes, Ian. Donin. Broski, Charlie.
It's the finest.
Big greetings, guys. Big greetings.
Yes.
Go on.
You too, Reg. You too.
Actually, do you know what? See, going back to the Martinelli talk, do you not think that was his best game for Arsenal Football Club?
Best ever? No, I thought he did a lot right. His work rate was off the charts as well.
It's his best game this season, but not in an attacking sense because he didn't really do anything. It was more his defence.
But I love that of him. See if you go back to the Aston Villa game, the one that we lost last season at home. See when the Villa player went through, I can't remember who it was, scored the first goal. Martinelli was he was 25 yards out. He just left him. And then you go to Sunday and you see the work ethic that went in to be able to pull off that result. I thought it was phenomenal.
Was that against Tottenham, you mean?
Sunday,
yeah. Martinelli on Sunday there. But if you looked at the game against Villa, it was chalk and cheese. And do you know something? There is something beautiful about us winning 1-0. And I'm not just because it's Tottenham. I honestly enjoyed that game against Tottenham every bit as much as I enjoyed us hammering West Ham 6-0 last season.
There's a pleasure in having a team that's pared back, that has injuries, that has suspensions. There's a beauty in getting structuring a game in such a way and being tactically astute to still go and win at your biggest rivals 1-0. I agree with you, Mark. It's fantastic that we can do that we can go and beat somebody 6-0, but we can also, when we're under the cosh bodies wise, that we can still do that. I
made a prediction at the start of the season, right? The record of the least amount of goals ever scored in Premier League was Chelsea on 15. I think it's gone back to 2006. I didn't say we would break it, but I said we will get damn close. I'm actually starting to think that we will actually get close to that.
Yeah, I think so. And as the boys were saying, we should have 4 clean sheets, only for a bit of craziness in the
against Brighton. I think that should have been a clean sheet as well. Yeah, true.
We keep a clean sheet on Sunday. I will believe in.
Absolutely,
100%, bro.
Boys, sorry, I'm jumping on late. I just finished from work. I was saying I don't know. I think I was speaking to Paul that I might jump on late. Had to drive home and stuff. So where are we? Are we talking about Atlanta?
No, we're waiting to do a crossover. Johnny's been on for an hour now, so I'm not sure when you're going off. You're going to bed. Charlie and that might. Any of you guys are welcome to stay on. We're waiting to jump over and we're waiting to do the Atalanta game. And also delve more into City as well. But you guys are all welcome to come on, and when Paul comes on, there's guaranteed that he's going to just destroy every technical issue that we've got and prove, as Mark said, that we are live. This is not pre-recorded.
Okay, well, I'm going to love you and leave you all. Thank you very much for coming on.
Mark,
brilliant show. Brilliant show, guys.
All right, take it easy.
Have a good one. Take it easy, guys.
See you later,
Bye.
Yeah. Right. And then there was 4.
There's 4. And then Paul will come up as well. I don't know if he's in the house at this moment in time. His camera's off, but he's there because I've just brought him up. So we'll get him up as well. Thoughts on tomorrow night? Teams. Let's start with team lineups.
I don't think Arteta should do anything crazy. But obviously, the game I think could be more important at this stage is the City game. I think we should give City game more priority. Whatever. If we go to Bergamo, I don't see us. Even if we go with, say, we line up. Obviously, we have to show respect to Atalanta, but there are certain people that I don't want to see in the lineup. If there's any chance at all that Saka can rest, if there was a chance that we don't have to play Thomas Partey, because right now it seems like Partey is, we have to say he's a pivotal at this stage till we're able to get, maybe if Merino comes back in, if we're able to rest Partey. And one of our back 4, I don't know whether it be Ben White or I'm very sure Calafiori probably start. So if we can rest one of them, And then obviously, I think Neto is going to get an opportunity in goal, which David Raya won. I know David Raya. Just for goalies, I don't think it's necessary changing goalies. But personally, the key areas, I think if we can give Partey a rest, if we can give Saka a rest, and give somebody in the back line a rest. Going to Bergamo, one of the good things about this league structure is you have games. You have people who come to the Emirates. But I think Atalanta is one of the games that we should take as a spring in our step to go to City. City is the one. I hear people saying, "Oh, we cannot lose to City." I'm like, no, chill. All we need to do this season, if we take 3 points off City, we don't necessarily have to beat City. If we go to City and lose 1-0, it's not the end of the world. But if they come to us, we make sure we beat them. That's how I say it. So we plan tomorrow ahead of Sunday. Rest key players, rest certain players so that they are ready for Sunday. We don't have any talks about, another injury. We've heard recently, I think Mikel has come out to say that Ødegaard's injury is probably going to keep him longer than we anticipated. So
we'll go into all that. Just let's just keep it on a topic for a bit. We're going to break all that. All these.
Okay, yeah. So personally, I think we should rest the likes. If there is a chance of keeping Partey fit for Sunday, letting Saka have a full time out and want somebody from the back line. I don't know how. I think Kivia has to play. So that'll be my take, just to keep them fresh and rotated for Sunday.
Ian, what about you? We do have to rest these players, and we've seen that some players, there's talk that they might strike because of the games that are coming in. They're thick and fast. International, it could hit over 70 for the top players. So are you at a point of thinking, just keep it the same, we need to get through like this game, the Man City game, or are you trying to freshen up and trying to think ahead? What would your lineup kind of be, and who would you leave out?
I would, well, on the talk of players striking. I think it's kind of a nonsense. I think the players just have to say that. I don't think they'll never get to the stage where they'll strike. They earn too much money. Like they'll threaten to do it in the hopes that something will change. But that's another issue. Like for tomorrow, I think he'll go very similar. I think Arteta is like I personally would like to see a few changes, get a few legs in and get a few legs rested. More importantly, the likes of, so I don't think he'll rest Saka. These games are big. Arteta has big visions for Arsenal, and he wants obviously the league, and he wants to do very well in the Champions League. He wants to win the Champions League, and he said last season that we shouldn't be afraid, and we shouldn't, complain about having 3 games a season, because 3 games a season, that'd be all right. 3 games a week, because these the top clubs do that. Look at Man City; they play every few days towards the end of seasons, and they just manage. And I think Arteta is of a very similar mindset, and we might see 1-2 changes, but I don't think we'll see wholesale changes. I was saying this earlier on. I think you might see Partey rested, as Reg was saying, because we know what his injury record is like, or his fitness record. I think you could see Declan Rice slotting in there as 6, but I genuinely don't think he'll rest Saka, even though he took or he had cramp, or he might start him. I think he'll start him, but he might take him off after 60 minutes and put Sterling on maybe. He would be able to take minutes out of their legs, but I think he'll start. The starting 11 will be very strong and very similar to the Spurs game, and also he'll have a view. Arteta will have a view that this game on Sunday is massive, so he'll think we need to be up to speed. He'll want minutes in some players' legs as well, but obviously we'll find out tomorrow. But I wouldn't mind seeing a few changes, but there won't be wholesale. But I think Arteta is going to go very strong.
No, fair enough. Charlie, would you agree with that, bro? Are you thinking that we should have changes, or?
Yeah, I'm only making 2 changes personally. I said this on John's show. I would put in, obviously Rice is probably going to play, isn't he? So I'd take Partey out and put Jorginho in with Rice. And then I would just give Saka a rest and then put Sterling or Martinelli on the right, whichever way round you want to do it. But I don't really want to see wholesale changes to the point where it just disrupts the whole team and then all of a sudden we're scrapping and struggling away from home in the Champions League. Because for me, it's game by game. I know we've got a huge game on Sunday, but It's game by game for me. We need to go strong, win this game, and then if we're lucky enough to be 2-3-0 up, then take people off.
Yeah, no, fair play, bro. Debray, thank you for your technical issues earlier that I'm getting the blame of, by the way. I know it was you. Yeah,
no comment.
No comment. But we're just talking there about tomorrow's lineup. Can you see some changes to the squad with bearing in mind the game that we play on Sunday, or are you thinking that Arteta will keep the whole lot the same, or where's your head at?
I think there's got to be some change, certainly going into that game on Sunday, where, the midfield is obviously very threadbare. Rice coming back in is going to mean that'll be the one change that I'd make coming in from Sunday. I mean, it's really awkward, isn't it, though? Because you know this game could be quite tricky. Just going from what Atalanta could potentially bring to the table. They have got tools to hurt us. Look at Lookman at the minute, looking quite good. And even I think they've got. I'm trying to remember the striker's name.
Lookman.
A hat trick, I think. Now Lookman scored against Fiorentina on
they got Skamaka as well.
Yeah, no, he's out. He's out. They panicked by the striker, but he's seen with
there's
banging.
a striker they've got. Skamaka is out for a while now, isn't it?
Yeah, they panicked by a striker, and he's actually banged since he's came in.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. I heard it earlier too.
Yeah, I've done a little preview. I can't remember what it was.
Richard the host.
I'll find it at some point. But yeah, look, it's got to be a tricky game. I think just in general. As I say, if he does go and switch it around and he does do it, and then you don't get the result, then you're kind of damned that way, aren't you? And then you know what I mean. Or you could play at full strength and then someone gets injured for obviously Sunday. So it's one of those where it's a hard one, isn't it? To literally just say, right, okay, this is what he's going to do, because you can't really guess it. We know the biggest game.
Your man is Retegui. Retegui is your guy, isn't it?
That's it. And he scored a hat trick. So I think he's scored about 5 goals since the start of the season. But yeah, I could see us starting strong, and then hopefully, if we take the game by the scruff of the neck and get to half time and it's under control, then we can manage the game. Then we can bring on your Wanieris, you can bring on all your other players, just to try and manage the game and get it sorted. But I think the safest bet is to go strongest and then easy on. But like I say, Saka and that they're training, so they should be fine on that side. But yeah, Declan Rice is a god save, isn't it? Because he's more fresher now, and he's had the weekend off. And then there's always that option to kind of bring off a Partey and bring on, say, who I've said. I think Jorginho will end up being on the bench. As disappointed as it would probably be for him, because I thought he was probably one of the best players at the weekend. Just literally how he was handling things. But yeah, to find him himself on the bench, I think it might just be that player. And then when Partey comes off or whatever, then he's got the minutes there to shuffle it around. But yeah, that's my feeling. Anyway,
I'll get mine. I felt just before this, I'll give Paul time to settle in and take control as host again. My feelings are that you cannot play a Thomas Partey or a Jorginho 3 games on a trot. It's impossible. It's never going to happen. They don't have the legs to do that. So to get the best out of Thomas Partey, for me, we have to manage this guy. So he has to be dropped tomorrow night, as far as I'm concerned. He has to be taken completely out, just Saturday to Saturday, or Sunday to Sunday. He's been away on international duty, so he's played a lot of football for Ghana. He's also came back in and he started every game so far. I just think that this is creeping up and it could be a breakdown again. And if he breaks down, we are in a very difficult situation at this moment in time. We would be in a very very bad predicament. So Thomas Partey has to come out the side. Jorginho was running in the 80th minute with cramp in his legs because he's not kicked the ball. Can he make his legs good again? Can Arsenal get him up to speed again? Put him in, give him Sunday off. If that is possible, for me, that has to happen. Obviously, Declan Rice could play every game almost. He's had a weekend off, so he'll come straight back in. I'm not over fussy about this game, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I've heard, yes, we should go off to a good start, etc. But with the new format, if we don't get in the top 8, the worst case scenario, all that means is we play an extra 2 games because we will come from 9th to 24th, I think it is. And then you go into the playoff to play the extra game. So I'm not overly panicked. I wouldn't want this at the start of the season at all. However, with the injuries that we've had, it's upon us. And this season, it's unprecedented. We've had the worst possible start that you could possibly have to a season in the way of fixtures, not in the way of results. The guys have done amazing. So I would maybe take weakening the side going into tomorrow night and focusing heavily on Sunday. What I don't want to do is go into tomorrow night, be a full strength squad, lose the game, get injuries, and we make ourselves weaker on Sunday. I don't think Arsenal could afford to do that. So that's kind of where my head sets up, Paul. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of those, isn't it? It's whichever way you go about it. I just think, and I don't know about you, Ian. I looked at that game on Sunday, and normally I'm a wreck watching that, like all of us. And you know what I mean? You're never like real happy until obviously the end, and then you can kind of like do it. But there's something about this team now which you've got a different belief. And this is where I suddenly say now, where I can suddenly say, well, okay, when you're suddenly saying about, okay, yeah, we're going away to this club, or we're in Champions League, we're playing away here, and we're like saying, well, if we can get a win, I'm like, yeah, we're going to get a win. We're going to win this. Do you feel that as well?
Yeah, like you can't for sure say that we're definitely going to win, but you feel as though that you probably aren't going to concede, and that gives you a great basis and a great platform to go on and win a game, because then you only need one goal, like what happened at the weekend. And I'm 100% behind you, because in what you were saying, I was talking earlier on that this team, even you go back to the Tony Adams days, you go back to the Invincibles, the stat that appeared earlier on where we have conceded 3 goals this calendar year away from home, 9 or 10 wins, 1 draw. Like it's sensational, and it just gives you a great piece that we're not going to fall apart at any stage, like the Emery and the the end of the Wenger days. We have Charlie spoke very well earlier on about David Raya. Like he's just so safe. Like when a ball is crossed into the area, like I just know straight away it's only halfway across, and I know David Raya is just going to pluck it out of the air. And so from that basis, and on Sunday, like Spurs never looked like they were going to score, but I do feel as the way you describe it, like, and like normally we do score, so therefore if we keep a clean sheet we do win. But I feel very safe about this team, and that angst when we go away to these big grounds like Villa away, like what we just did, going to the toilet bowl. And of course, this Sunday's going to be a huge game, but I don't have that absolute terror going there because of how good we are defensively.
Yeah. I might as well go to you, Charlie, next as you're in line. So just moving on back onto Atalanta. Their coach plays like a 3-4-2-1 system. High pressing, fast paced. Saw it against Leverkusen in the final. How do you think Arsenal are going to adapt to that kind of style? Obviously, there's going to be lots of space behind them, isn't there? And that kind of setup. What do you think? How are we going to approach it?
Well, I say two things. It depends on what team Mikel puts out. So it depends on who starts in what areas of the pitch. And secondly, how we're going to play. I think in this game, you'll see the on the front foot Arsenal looking to dictate the game, keep possession, and try and play in their half. Obviously, for me, anyone who plays a 3 at the back is basically a 5 at the back, innit? So there's a reason why you're playing 3 at the back, because you're not the best defensively. So if they want to press us high, that's fine. But if we're going to get pressed high, we need to make sure that we're moving the ball quicker, because there was times that Tottenham pressed us high and we gave the ball away cheaply. I mean, we never looked like we was in trouble, other than the one time that Ben White passed it and he got cut out. But if we move the ball quickly, then we should be able to play around their press, definitely. But again, it ultimately depends on who Mikel picks, because if we're going to go against them, then I'd go pacing behind and getting behind them proper. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, look, I think what they are. I know they play with those wing backs really pushing high. I'm trying to think of the is Zabacosta.
Yeah, don't Kolasinac still play there as well?
And Kolasinac obviously plays for him as well. So this is what I was saying. I said in a little kind of preview video about Atalanta, I said they don't seem like they're particularly blessed with huge amount of pace, and this is what I said about if we're being, or certainly playing with tempo and zipping the ball around in and amongst them, I think we'll get the joy. But yeah, we've just got to just be wary of that kind of threat. On I think it will be on. I think Lookman plays on the left, doesn't he? Play just behind the striker.
Right.
So I think we just have to just be aware of our dangers really, and just play our game and just make sure we like I say, possession. Just keep the ball. Don't panic. I think, but play on that front foot. But yeah, look, there's definitely an opportunity for our wide players. Reg, who is he going to start with out wide? Who do you think he's going to go for?
That's what we're just saying with Mark. Personally, I was saying to Mark that for us, I would want to see Saka get a rest, so he's fresh for City. So bring in Gabriel Jesus on the left. On the right, it could be Sterling. It could be Martinelli is still at that phase where Martinelli I think he still needs game time to get to that level we saw 2 seasons ago. So I don't even think Martinelli is in a hurry to get any rest. So we still need to play Martinelli out on that right. And then he'll have at the back of his mind that there is a certain man called Sterling who wants to take his place, or whether it be Sterling or be it Trossard. So give Saka a rest. That's my own opinion. Jesus through the left. Up top, one of Trossard or Havertz, however he done it the last time. In the middle of the park. Now, this is where it's a bit tricky. Obviously, we know Declan Rice is going to play. So I'll go Declan Rice, Jorginho, and either of Havertz or I think Havertz and Trossard, whichever of them is going to be in the middle. So I'll give Saka a rest. Give Partey a rest. And I think Calafiori is due. I don't know if he's ready for a start. Apparently, he's trained with the team. So on the right, you know, Uran Timber is still. We didn't see him all through last year due to injury. So I pray for everything. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I pray. I say, Uran Timber, you can't get injured. Nothing should happen to Timber because we've seen how crucial this guy is for us. So those are the three changes I'll make. Outright, but we know Mikel is going to play. I think Saka is going to start. Maybe he has 60 minutes in the tank and gives him a rest. But yeah, that's what I'll go for. And the way Atalanta plays with three at the back, I think it works for us. It's going to work for us. They've not been flying. They lost to, I know Inter Milan is a good side. They lost to Inter Milan woefully. That win against Fiorentina, I think they scrapped it literally. Was it not? They came from behind also, I think.
I think
so
it was,
I don't think
inside the first half.
3-2, yeah. So I think it works for us. Midfield, if we get hold of that midfield and what Charlie was saying, move the ball quickly. I think that danger area is just Retigui, Charles de Catalere and Ademola Lookman. If we keep those ones quiet, the game is ours, basically.
Yeah, they lost to Torino as well, 2-1.
Yeah.
Familiar Che Adams, scored for them. A bit of a blast from the past.
Che Adams is at Torino?
At Torino, yeah. So he scored against them. So, yeah, very strange. Ian, is he going to go with the first choice centre backs, the partnership? Is he going to break up the wall?
I think he's going to stay. I think I've been saying all show that I think he's going to go strong tomorrow night. So I think he will play Saliba and Gabriel.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll rest somebody like he might take Timber out if Calafiori's ready for a start. He might play him. Like Ben White he's nearly undroppable at this stage. I know Timber could play. You could end up with Timber, the two boys in the middle, Saliba and Gabriel, and then Calafiori left full. But my instinct is that we'll see the four defenders who started against Spurs, I think, will start tomorrow night. I have a feeling it's just Arteta's mentality. It's like, this is what you have to do, guys. If you want to be at the top of your game, if you want to win Champions Leagues, and if you want to win Premier Leagues, you have to play these 3 times a week. It's just the way it is. Man City can do it. All the top teams can do it. Now it's our time to do it. Now the risk obviously is if you get an L injury and the whole thing goes to pot, that's something else. But I genuinely believe he's going to go full strength, definitely defensively, tomorrow. I really do.
But can I?
Cool. I know you're going to be dashing off into the sunset soon. Well, it's not really sunset, but
a bit dark out for that.
Yeah, it's a little bit dark now. Who's your midfield three, and how are we going to line up? I might have missed it.
Yeah, as Reg was saying, I think the one player he might rest because of his fitness and his injury record is Thomas Partey. And I think you could see Jorginho play with Rice, and the other players always it will be hard. It could be Havertz, could be what he did against Spurs and play Trossard in midfield as well. Like, I think, playing against an Italian team, maybe I'm just, matching it up in a silly way, but Jorginho should be able for a game like the Atalanta game. It's not going to be an easy game whatsoever, but he should be able to sit in the middle and, and manage himself through that game. So I think we'll see Rice, Jorginho, and then take your pick between, Trossard or, I think so.
Not say Sterling.
I think we'll see Sterling start against Bolton. I think we'll see Nwaneri and Sterling start against Bolton. I think he'll get minutes tomorrow night for sure. I think he's going to start with the two wingers, Saka and Martinelli. And I think he'll take Saka off regardless after 60 minutes, 65 minutes, maybe 70, and put Sterling on the right, and then swap Martinelli. If Trossard doesn't start, he'll put Trossard on. but I don't think Sterling's ready to start. But he does need minutes in his legs very soon. But I think the minutes are going to come as a sub. Like, he came on for a few minutes at the weekend. I think you'll see him get 10 minutes next time, 15, 25, and so on, and build him up. I don't think he's ready to start yet, because I was saying earlier on, he hasn't had a pre-season. Sorry, he hasn't played any competitive games this season apart from the few minutes on Sunday. He didn't play any games for Chelsea, and he just needs to be built up slowly. And we'll see. Apart from the Bolton game, where you can put a kind of a not an unfit, but not a fully fit Sterling on in that game. But for the bigger games, we won't see him start for a while. I don't think. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that, mate. How long you got? Are you?
I've about 5 minutes, and I'll head up. Look, talk to the lads. Keep talking to the lads there. I'll bail out when the time comes.
That's all good. All right, mate. No worries. We may as well take a look at those predictions. I heard a couple of them. I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal. Is
that for the Atlanta game or for
the Atlanta? Yeah.
Yeah. So you say we concede?
I say we're going to concede 1.
I don't know. I don't think we concede. I'm gonna go Mark style. I don't think we concede. I'll go 2-0 to the Arsenal.
2-0.
2-0 to the Arsenal. Yeah.
Mark, I think I heard Mark's. Mark, you went 1-0, did you not? Or
1-0 to the Arsenal. 1-0.
And what did you say, Charlie?
1-0.
1-0 as well. Oh. And you, Ian, what's that?
I said 2-0. I think we'll keep a clean sheet, and I think we'll nick a couple of goals. I'll take 1-0. I'll take any win, but I'm going to go 2-0.
I'll take a boring 1-0. That's take it old school. Who do you think's going to get man of the match? Who's going to be like that player? Who's going to have that standout performance?
Gabriel Martinelli. I tell you, you see against Tottenham, there's something about Martinelli. Like, I just looked at, you see Rodrigo, that ball he squared yesterday from Mbappe's goal. He gave the goalie the eye and squared that ball. I was just thinking, Martinelli, if you had done that for that same ball when Saka was in the box free, give the goalie the eye, square. But the thing is, he's running into decent places. He took apparently we saw the stats after the game that he had 5 take-ons, which was more than any other Tottenham player and stuff. He's doing stuff. He understands what he needs to do. But I just think that game something will click. Something will click for Martinelli. I feel it. He scores or he assists, there'll be something for Martinelli tomorrow. I know he even in training, we see these videos in training where he's feeling a bit pumped and hyped and stuff. So I really want him to get back to the guy we saw 2 seasons ago. Was it 15 goals he was able to bag? And that's the Martinelli we want to see again.
Yeah, no, I think we've said this for a long time. I might as well go with you, Ian, again. This is a massive season for Martinelli. Realising potential, really kind of, showing that he is the number one. All those kind of things, really, where you're kind of saying, just want to see that kind of momentum. What like Saka on the other side is doing, isn't it? It's one of those, and I know you can't compare the two because again, it's down to our style as well, isn't it? I think we're very much more suited on the right hand side than we are on the left at the minute. So does that have anything to play in with how he's been?
Yeah, I think so. We were talking about this earlier on. Like, you look at Saka and the support he has over on that right wing, that little pod that he plays in with Ødegaard and Ben White, like that's sensational. How those three interact with each other is brilliant. And I believe Marino coming in when he's fit and Calafiori down that side as well will give a big lift to Martinelli. He doesn't have the the structure and the support that Saka has, but still, again, I was saying earlier on, I thought he was. I thought Martinelli was excellent against Spurs. He had a couple of, he didn't take advantage of his chances, obviously, but I'm not overly worried. He just needs a bit of luck. It's just a deflected shot to go in or an assist, and you'll see him kick on again. But he brings so much more to the team, I think, than just the attacking threat. He's I just think he's been a bit unlucky recently, and I've no major concerns over him. Obviously, I'd like him to be a bit more productive, but I think that'll come. I think that'll come in time.
Yeah.
And just I'm going to bounce now in a second, but just I'll give you who I think is going to be man of the match. I think he's going to have a point to prove after what happened against Brighton. I think Declan Rice is going to put in an incredible performance, and he'll feel as though he'll want to right a couple of wrongs that happened against Brighton. So I think Rice will be our man of the match.
Yeah, that's it. Just before you go, did anyone catch the audio from that game earlier on? Did you speak about it earlier on?
No, from where?
So they released it. Obviously, had Howard Webb, didn't they, talking about it? And
so from the Brighton game, yes, I did hear it. Yeah.
It's rubbish. You gave me no choice. What do you mean by you give me no choice? Nah, stop it. Kavanagh, stop. You just opened wounds that have kind of healing.
It was the fact where he said about the other one, and they said, they didn't deem it that it was slowing the game down because Arsenal didn't look like they were ready to take the throw in. It was like, what are you on about? Arteta was basically on the pitch ready to throw the ball in.
Exactly.
It is what it is. We know. We don't want another apology. We know that they don't come with anything else. So God, just another thing.
Another thing to worry about.
Yeah, let's just stop making things awkward for ourselves or giving people decisions to go against us. I think that's where we just got to wise up now and just not get involved and not get caught in silly things. Like I said, I think even that Melly at the weekend, I was quite surprised we didn't go down to 10 men there. Just
one number of yellow cards and the time the first yellow card came. I was worried as well.
Yeah. Well, anything they'll just fall over or whatever, and then it will be like it's just give an excuse to get someone off or whatever.
Earlier on, Daniel said he mentioned about Timber's Bible verses, and it reminded me of, I don't know if you saw it, it was a very funny tweet. I don't know who tweeted it or posted it, should I say? And it was like, it said that you're playing against a kind of a scumbag team when the Bible brothers, as he said, so he's talking about Saka and Timber, getting angry and nearly being physical. He said when the Bible brothers are, acting like that,
physical.
You're playing
against. That means you've really pushed them. Yeah, really.
Yeah, exactly. And it made me smile. But that's Anyway,
but
that's inside. But I was.
You know how you say Rice is going to have a point. If I were a betting man, I'm going to put Rice to get a yellow card tomorrow.
I wouldn't be surprised. Him trying too hard, he could. And
the goal,
I think Timber should be sent off on Sunday, if I'm being honest. 100%.
It would have been harsh. I like.
It would have been harsh, but you can understand the referee.
He stood on the ball, and he didn't deserve a yellow card for that. However, that is guaranteed. That could have been. Is Man City just went 1-0 up?
No, fucking Inter Milan were through on goal and he bottled it instead of shooting. He tried to pass it
instead of shoot. He tried to do it.
So he stood on the ball and he could have been yellow carded for that. He did get yellow carded for that, even though it wasn't a yellow card. And straight afterwards, he goes up to the Tottenham goalkeeper, grabs him. It's another yellow card. The Tottenham goalkeeper got picked for that, and he should have been picked for that as well.
Yeah, I think
so. That's two yellows. Our players need to get with this mentality. We know we're going to get this.
Yeah, don't get involved.
I know shit. Don't get involved. I know that exactly. I know shit, but they need to get away from it totally. Because if we don't do it, we have to do what Kai Havertz done in the first game. Be strangled. It's okay. Don't react. It's all right. We need to do that, or we are going to get these decisions against us. And I've said this consistently, Bray. I've said this consistently all the way through. But Timber could have and probably should have been sent off.
Now, I wouldn't have. There are certain referees that will send him off. Remember that for Martinelli, where he got 2 yellow cards in quick succession. It's easy. Who was it? Was it Michael Oliver that done that? I can't remember, against Wolves.
I think it was,
yeah. But I think the card he got was for the incident with Vicario. But the one where he stepped on the ball, that's not a foul in 100. I don't.
It was a yellow card. He got yellow carded for that though.
But
that's it. It shouldn't have been a yellow card.
He shouldn't, because he got to the ball first. He didn't even come close to the player.
But with the letter of the law, if obviously he's been booked anyway, you obviously can't take it away anyway. But then, if you then go,
then he reacts afterwards. Yeah. Who was it last season? Was it last season? No, not last season. Who was it?
Guys, just before you jump in there, I genuinely have to go. I'm really sorry. It's been great chatting with you. Reg, great to meet you. I haven't been on with you before.
Yes, yeah, nice to meet you, mate.
You too.
I might see you next week.
Yeah, we'll do it all again after we beat Atalanta and Man City in the next few days.
I'll see you in Dublin next week.
Yes. Don't forget to let me know when you're over. Yeah.
I'll drop you a message.
Guys, enjoy the rest of the show. Take it easy.
Take care, mate. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Yeah, who was it last season? Was it not last season? Season before, was it Martinelli that got 2 yellow cards in quick succession?
Yeah, that's the one against Wolves. Against Wolves. It was Adama Traore. No, was it a guy called Adama? Or Traore? I can't remember. It was very annoying. Shouldn't have been
again. Never been done. I've seen it.
Never been done. Never.
I've never seen 2 yellow cards given in the same passage of play.
Diogo Dalot got sent off.
Who's that?
Diogo Dalot got 2 yellow cards away at Liverpool within like 10 seconds.
Oh, is it? I think I remember that game as well.
Was that this season?
No, he got done for consent, didn't he? He got booked and then he said something to the ref and he just showed him a second yellow card and sent him off.
Yeah.
I think if that didn't happen to Rice and you didn't see the impact of the Arsenal going off their heads at it, I think that Timber would have been sent off. I think the refs took a step back and thought, no, I'm not. Do I really want to do this?
I think also there must have been a little bit in there. I think with the way the goalkeeper reacted as well. I don't know what he was doing. He was jumping around like right in front of him as well, wasn't he? It was just like.
But if you look at the reaction between the goalkeeper and Timber, who was worse?
Well, I don't know. Who'd be intimidated by that goalkeeper, though? To be honest, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but let's face it. Timber was the one that was like grabbing him, calm down. So. Seriously, it could be a second yellow. And I just think that I know the guys that they're pumped up for these games. They're like, I'm winning my duels, I'm winning this, and nothing's coming in between that. I understand that 100%. However, they do need to just try and rein it in just a tiny bit, or honestly, we are going to constantly get this. I see no light. Arsenal fans saying, oh, brilliant, we've got the best referee for Sunday, Michael Oliver. See, when I saw that Michael Oliver is Ushry, this is a guy.
Michael Oliver is the one. He's the guy who sent Martinelli off for 2 yellow cards.
He should have sent, who was that player, Man City player last season? At the Emirates? He was the referee. Should have sent him off. Yeah, he should have sent him off, didn't do it. He was also the referee that got paid £20,000 for 1 game in Saudi. And who was that connected to? The Man City owners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and he's back in charge on honestly. Why would Michael Oliver get a game at the Emirates for Arsenal Man City, and also in the next game between Arsenal and Man City away from home? He's the referee of that as well.
That's the one to question. But I think Michael Oliver is one of the more experienced referees in the league. I think he's just himself. Huh?
he's the best ref. It is what it is. He's the best
Yeah,
ref.
I think it's a debate between him and Taylor. The guy with the ball. Is it Martin? What's his name? Martin Taylor, isn't it? Or Matthew Taylor, one of them. I'll go for Taylor, the bald-headed guy. But yeah,
Anthony Taylor.
Anthony Taylor.
Oliver's the best. Oliver's the best.
Yeah, so it's either Oliver or Anthony Taylor. That's just so a game of that
Charlie,
magnitude.
if you feel that he's the best, why, with the conspiracies that have came out online against him for being paid from Saudis of £20,000 for one game, and his team, by the way, because it's the same team. I've not seen who the linesmen are or the fourth official is. Why would you put them in the same bracket? You're putting the spotlight straight on them again.
To be fair, my friend, it doesn't matter who the ref is; they're all shit. So it don't matter.
No, I think they're total shit as well. But we are, as Arsenal fans, we'll be looking at him every single decision that he does on Sunday.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, like the reason he didn't send Kovacic off last season, and he openly said, was because he didn't want to ruin the fixture. Because by putting them down to 10 men, that means it's double jeopardy for them, then, isn't it?
But it's all right when it happens to us.
But it's all right when it's all right when it's Arsenal. Nobody thinks about not sending off a player.
And that's our best referee. That's our best referee.
Now, if you think about it,
I didn't want to destroy the fixture. No, I didn't want to destroy the fixture. It's our best referee. Like, seriously.
If only that brewing guy would have fought that against the Brighton game.
Oh.
When
we were in total control, weren't we? And then obviously just that decision.
Yeah, but you know why he did that, didn't you? Like, you know why he did that. Because he wanted to be busy, didn't he? He felt all right. Now's my moment to impact the game. I'm going to send him off.
Yeah.
Right? But then he fails to give a booking to the 3 Brighton players that booted the ball away. It's separate incidents.
Now, someone like Chris Kavanagh is. I still haven't recovered from that decision. It was rubbish, to be honest. Like. First of all, I think when that guy, Veltman, when he went to boot that ball, he knew what he was doing. He kind of even went in on Declan Rice as well. You can argue that he had horrible intentions going in there, but it's all in the past now, anyways. Now I'm seeing. I think Inter Milan are really holding their own against City. You know,
Inter Milan should be winning. I'm watching it. They should be winning.
They should be winning, to be honest. But Arteta is not going to play like this against City on Sunday. We know that for sure.
City won't play like this against us. They'll be a lot more pragmatic against us. Like, they'll be a lot more controlled and measured in their build-up, because in this game against Inter, City have just been chaotic.
Yeah. They're opening them quite easily, and I'm like, what is going on here?
They won't leave this amount of space for us, because they know if they do that against us, they'll get punished.
Yeah. Well, I think we've done Atalanta now. We may as well. Shall we take that? We'll take that little leap into a couple of days further on. God, how big is this game on Sunday? just in general, Mark.
Oh, for me is see when we get past Sunday. And it's hard to look past Sunday, but from then to game week 15, so there's 10 games, we have a nice run of games, and we're also going to have players back as well. And I can't wait to get to that point. I really can't wait to get to that point. If I'm being honest, Sunday for me is just when you're only 2 points away from winning the league on the final day of the season. You've won 16 of your last 18 games, and your only draw was at their stadium. It tells you everything. It tells you everything that you need to know. So I want Arteta at Spurs tomorrow night. I'm sorry. I just want full squad for Sunday. The best squad we could get. It's not going to be a full squad. We've got important players out. But yeah, it's massive. So last week was draining because it's obviously Tottenham, and we know what that means.
Yeah.
This is our rivals. This is our rivals. If Arsenal was going to win the Premier League, this is a team to beat. And I don't want to go there and draw. I obviously don't want to go there and lose. I don't want to go there and draw. I want to come away with the points. So for me, it's everything. It is absolutely everything. It just 6 pointers, as I say, when it comes to the end of the season, these games matter regardless of what people think. So game week 5, it's irrelevant. It's Manchester City, Arsenal. And at the end of the season, when we look at the fine margins, this is the fine margin. So it's that big for me.
I mean, I want to go to you, Charlie. Obviously this fixture coming really, really early in the season. It's going to put us in a real good position, isn't it? If we do get those 3 points from there, or even not lose. I said myself, if we can get, like I was saying, after this period, if we can still stay unbeaten away from home and then even crank it up to 15, 16 games unbeaten, we'll be in an unbelievable position, won't we?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I look at this game slightly different to Mark, because Mark's sort of not disregarding the Atalanta game, but he's sort of looking at Sunday's game as I'm different. I go game by game. Yeah. So I'm looking at Thursday first. And I agree with some of the people on here that have said make changes and do what we need to do so that we are in a good place for Sunday. But I think as far as Sunday goes, if we get beat Thursday because we've made a load of changes, that's going to disrupt our whole flow as a team. Obviously, it'll knock the confidence of some of our players. And then we'll be going into Sunday on the back of a defeat away from home, then having to travel back as well. And it might knock the wind out of us a little bit. So I think a good result Thursday will then kick us on for Sunday. But yeah, I mean, Sunday, I think if we got a draw, which is what I've predicted, that to me isn't the end of the world, because we're at a different stage of the season to when we played them last year. When we played them last year, it felt like we had to win the game to go on and win the league.
Yeah.
Whereas this time round, even if we lost this game, we'd be 5 points behind after 5 games, but that's it. It's 5 games. There's no way they're going to win every single game. It's not going to happen. They are going to drop points. So, but no, I'm confident that we'll go there and get something. I personally don't think that Mikel will go there and set us up to win the game. I think he'll set us up like he did at Spurs to an extent, where we'll go to stink the gaff up and then we'll try and do them in the transition and on the set pieces, which I'm perfectly fine with, because the way I see it is our start to the season was a lot harder than theirs. So if we come out of our start of the season unbeaten, even if it's a draw, then I think we're good to go for the next phase of the season.
Yeah, no, definitely. I also think I'm now looking at the news about. Has everyone seen the news about Ødegaard?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, looking potentially like he's out till November. It's worse than potentially feared, some ligament damage or something. It's going to give some interesting decisions to be made in that time, isn't there? Really, a lot of football to be had. And I'll tell you what, if there's ever an opportunity for potentially Wanyeri getting that game time and exposure to the first team, it's probably going to be this time, isn't it, Reg?
You see, with Ethan Wanyeri, we saw the cameo against Tottenham. I'm even smiling, thinking of saying it. And I hope against Bolton, he shows us again what he's capable of. It happens in football. I know Ødegaard will be saying he wishes this is not happening. You want to play all the time. With an injury like this, who else do? And it just works well for him. Merino as well being out for, I think, did they say he still has 4 to 6 weeks to be back. So there's really no options. Ethan Wanyeri is going to play. The little we've seen of him, this boy I think he's ready to go. So this is an opportunity for him. I think he's going to grab it with both hands. And I see this guy, if he stays disciplined, the only thing he plays literally left-footed like Ødegaard. he's got the pace about him. He's got some trickery about him. So I think good opportunity for him. It's not really about establishing yourself in the team right now. It's just showing what you're capable of. So games will come when Mikel can trust him. Say even when everybody's like the whole team is fit, still trust him. Say you can do a job for me. Go in there and play. And yeah, good opportunity for him. I really do wish and I hope he grabs it with both hands. And with standards, the difference between Martin Ødegaard and Ethan Nwaneri, I don't know how large that's going to be a big gap. This is where other players will need to help or come in this situation. So your Declan Rice will know he has to do extra work in midfield to cover more space. Thomas Partey has to do extra work. You're not only playing for yourself, you need to also guard the little boy. Because there was one time in that game when Jesus was saying to him, no, you run through the middle. I'm going to stay here where this attack is coming in right now. So stuff like that, they need to guard the boy. And I think he's got the ability, and he's shown signs that he can actually play for the Arsenal. So I'll be rooting for him. I'll be really happy to see how far he goes.
Yeah, no, definitely. Are you there, Mark? Nice.
No, I'm here. Sorry, bro. I'm here.
That's all right.
Yeah, sorry, I was doing other things. Sorry.
That's all right. It's fine. I was just going to say, this midfield battle is going to be huge. Declan Rice, Rodri. There's a big battle there. Obviously, his presence is going to be crucial to us. How do you think that midfield's going to be set up?
For me, this is again, it's come back in. I'm hearing what Charlie's saying, and Charlie's quite right. When you're on a winning momentum, you have to keep that going regardless of the games. So I totally get Charlie's point, where he was coming from. For me, the midfield has to be Partey because he's not there tomorrow night, as far as I'm concerned. And it's Partey, Rice. Trossard done well against Spurs, as in defending, but he created nothing, in my opinion. Or maybe that was the way I watched the game. I've not watched it back. But he created nothing. So on Sunday, yeah, I think you put Havertz in Ødegaard's position in the 10. I think that's my 3. Saka with the game rest, because I'm not playing him tomorrow night. He'd be in the midfield, and obviously Martinelli, I'm not giving up on this kid at all. So yeah, that's kind of my midfield. That's where it'd be. I'm not throwing Ethan in. Yeah, we'd be throwing the kid under the bus.
No,
it's like I'm not doing it. So he looked good when he came on at the weekend against Tottenham, and fair play to Jesus. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Jesus was up front, and Ethan came on to replace Saka, and Jesus actually said, "You go up front, I'll do the wing.
Let me do the marking. Let me mark. Yeah, you stay up.
Yeah,
that's just what I'm saying.
I thought that was a bit of class from Jesus. So
That's
I think that
my friend.
Huh?
Sorry.
That's called being a leader, my friend.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, 100%. Not throwing the kid under the bus. So, that's kind of my midfield. I don't want to make it long-winded, but that's kind of my midfield. I want Partey in there for solid. He'll be solid. Rice alongside Havertz causing absolute havoc. And also, I think Havertz is also good for creating as well. We're not giving this guy enough credit. So I think he could do that, and then it would obviously be Saka, Martinelli on the wings.
Just out of curiosity, has Partey had a good game against this City in recent times? I don't know if something is clouding my judgment about that 3-1 defeat, when I think Partey really needs to come up clutch for us against City.
Thomas Partey has not lost a game while he's been playing for Arsenal from the start, and it's something ridiculous.
Against
numbers.
City?
Against all teams.
Nah, when they beat us 3-1 a couple, I think.
Have a look at all of Thomas Partey's.
Huh? I don't think he played.
Have a look at all the games that Thomas Partey's played for Arsenal. It's something like 10 to 15.
Jorginho played. I think when City beat us 3-1, I think Jorginho played.
Yeah,
nah, there was one. The one Tomiyasu made a mistake. Partey made one mistake as well. 3-1, I'm sure. When De Bruyne lobbed, he lobbed.
That was a Tomiyasu error. Yeah, that was a Tomiyasu error.
The second goal or the third goal was Partey. Partey had a. I won't say a stinker.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's something like the last 15 to 20 games that Thomas Partey's played for Arsenal, we have not lost.
No, yeah, possibly, and I agree. And in those last 20 games, I think will also include the City. When we drew City 0-0, Thomas Partey was injured for that game.
Yeah,
he didn't play. Yeah, so it doesn't start from that City game. But I'm saying in my head, I can't remember. You know how Partey goes to Tottenham? You see him he busts the game. He even scores a goal. I can't remember Partey. This is Rodri. Partey, do your thing. I can't just remember. I just remember. He really needs to step up against City. That's why if we rest him against Atalanta, coming fresh against City, Partey, do your thing. Unravel. Show us what you've got. I believe in you, but if you remember that 3-1 loss against City, check Partey's legs. Partey wasn't running back or something. I remember there was something from midfield that he lost his man or something. I can't remember now, but
yeah, I can't.
That was 2023, was it?
I think was it 23 or 22 now? It's when we lost 3-1. The one when
I remember it. It's De Bruyne. It's Charlie mentioned it. It's when Tomiyasu done the slap back.
That was the first goal.
Kevin De Bruyne.
The last goal was Gabriel because Gabriel passed the ball straight to him.
The last goal, the one where Haaland done his hair.
Grealish and Haaland. Yeah, no, Partey wasn't playing.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
The one we lost 3-1.
Yeah.
He's got to score.
Jorginho, Xhaka, and Ødegaard.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I knew Jorginho played.
Martinelli and Nketiah up front. Or around there. Roundabouts with Saka.
Partey played the 1-0. The only time I can remember that Partey played against City was the 1-0. When he played the long ball that Havertz, that Tomiyasu headed into Havertz. And then Havertz laid it off for Martinelli.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he came in as a sub in that game. I remember.
Yeah.
He came in. He was just coming back from injury. Yeah.
I can't remember the last time he actually started against.
Nah, the Bray. We need to check this out because my head cannot be telling me something. I remember. I'll check this out and we'll see. Thomas Partey. There was this. Maybe are you seeing? Is it 23?
When this guy plays and he's fit, then we've got no issues because he's good.
He is.
Well, so I said, if he keeps the games going and he keeps ticking over, the longer he stays fit, the better he'll be. And as I say,
this is why we can't risk him tomorrow night.
Yeah, 100. And he's the first one off.
I said I'm only making 2 changes tomorrow night, and that's Partey and Saka. Everyone else is go out there, do the job.
Timber, rest Timber.
No, you don't disrupt the back. You don't disrupt the back 5, especially when
if Calafiori's fit, I'm putting Calafiori in there. Timber's just came back from an ACL. You can't do that, Charlie. You can't do that. This guy can break down again.
Calafiori's just come back from an injury that we don't know how severe it is. Are you telling me that he's just going to throw him straight in from the start?
But honestly, bro, Timbers just came back from an ACL. You cannot make him play week in, week out like that, bam, bam, bam. You cannot do that. He could break down at any given point. I'm not. Yeah.
I remember we are playing an Italian side. Calafiori might know these guys.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah.
Just a little bit better than the rest of the team.
How do you know that Calafiori's fit?
That's the thing.
I'm saying if he is fit, if he's not fit, then Kivior is. So don't
think
risk.
That. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he'll do that. I think he'll keep the back 5 exactly the same.
Possibly, but for me, if Kivier is able to come in, to see Cal Fury's not there and Kivier's able to come in, why would you risk a player that's just had an ACL and he's been in for 10 to 11 months? That is like shocking.
Do you want to know something? I don't know. I think he's gonna. I think he will stay.
The way we played against Tottenham, yeah.
There's two ways of looking at this. He could either go and he actually does switch one of them. So it could be either Saliba or Gabriel and bring on someone else. And he'd done that with the Carabao Cup as well, didn't he? And he'd rotate between, say, either one of them playing and then someone else coming in. So does he do one and then do the other next week when we have Bolton? Or do both not play against Bolton? I don't know. There's lots of things. I think at the end of the day, what you want is you want a squad that's just purring all over, and whether or not it's starting with the strongest and then rolling on players that are kind of needing game time, then so be it. Or it could be you start with the ones that haven't had the game time, and then just bring the others on for a bit of application and just get them moving for the last little bit of the game.
Anyone going to the Bolton game?
No, I'm in Ireland.
Wow.
Huh?
I won't be going to any games for a while.
Oh yeah, you've had you're recovering from an ACL as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had an ACL reconstruction myself. So.
Oh, is it?
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Do you play, is it football?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, mate. How
That's
long?
all right.
How long have you been out for?
Year and a half.
Damn. Mark, I might see you. I might see you at the stadium then.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, once I'm stable again, then I'll definitely look to get into some more.
I won 2 tickets to hospitality, and I cannot wait. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing
true.
for it.
You said.
I can't. Yeah, the ballots are impossible to get tickets. So.
Yeah.
I was able to get some tickets too. So yeah.
But I would have been going. I'd have taken all the boys down there. But I've suddenly realised I'm working in Ireland, so I'm flying on that day. So yeah.
Oh.
I'll be watching from afar with a nice pint of Guinness or 2.
Yeah, love that.
Or
yeah.
7.
Yeah. So it's a real tricky one this on Sunday. Like I said, just finding the right balance. I think you're right though, Charlie. I think that same approach with just trying to stifle their play, trying to get in and around them, and then can we feed on any kind of form of scraps when we potentially win the ball back on transition, and then those free kicks or crosses into the box? Can we get it in and around Havertz? Can we link up with him inside there? Because there's definitely some joy there because they're not a solid team. I mean, you could chuck 20 crosses into our box, and I'd be saying that I'm fairly confident that we're going to repel and knock them out and get them out of the way. But City, on the other hand, I'm not sure. What we thinking?
I personally don't think is a win or bust or like a must-win game. We saw I'm of the opinion, even if we go there and lose, which obviously I don't want that to happen. Good thing they're going to come to us for the return, so we make sure we beat them at home. Maybe at that time the season would have unraveled a bit more. We'll know where we are. But if we go to City and say normally we go to City, I know we are a totally different side now. What we know is that we are not going to go there and get slapped up. Max 1-0, we lose 2-1 or whatever it is, or get a draw and come back. But it's not we've lost to City, the season is over. Like I don't know, I saw something that if we don't win these 2 games, our season is over. Nah, I don't buy it. We saw last season, We got 4 points off City and still did not win the league. So the games we need to focus on are those what they call the banana peels in the way, those ones that come, the West Hams that we lost last season, the Fulhams that we lost, the Aston Villa at home. Those are the games that might be telling. So if City beats us, you come to our house, we beat you, we share the spoils, fairs. But those other games, those are the ones we need to put our heads down, going away to say, thank God we've even got Aston Villa out of the way. We've got Tottenham out of the way. Those are the games that really, those ones are crazy. They count like mad. Say we go to Anfield and get a draw. I tell you that day we'll win the league. I don't care what time of the season it is, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I just think again there has to be that level-headedness as well, doesn't it, with the fan base, and that it could have gone well. You know what I mean? It could have gone the other way, couldn't it? We could have been walking into this game with a North London derby loss or whatever, and then all of a sudden everyone's in total meltdown and everyone's overreacting. Instead, a 1-0 win. I think a very good 1-0 win. A class team performance. Really hard to beat and just full of energy. If we can make it a second result or a performance just like that, then I'll tell you what, unbelievable. I think the way we're looking at it. But should we lose? You're not going to be totally demoralised, are we?
No.
In all honesty, it should not be even thinking or going through your heads like that. But I don't know. There isn't that sense of we have to win. This is why I say I think that obviously there's less pressure on us this time round, because I think as we knew from like last season, there was loads of pressure on us, weren't there, going into that game, and I think almost. We had the game plan, didn't we, to just try and stifle them and just kind of like shut up and just go for that draw. But again, did we? I don't want to say bottle it, but did we miss that trick to then literally go that little bit further, or because of the magnitude of that game and the fine margins in and around it, did we kind of just try to almost play stick with our cards and just literally come out of there, didn't we, with the point? So. I don't know. I think it's going to be a very fascinating game, just in general, just to see how we set up and how we approach it. But the same with City as well, because Haaland's been an animal again. But let's get Saliba on his case. He won't get past there, is he?
Sorry, that for me is where the game's going to be won. That for me is where the game's going to be won. I've said that before we came onto our part of the show. This defence is unbelievable. And see, when the team are defending the way they are, and that includes Saliba, obviously it includes my man Gabriel as well. We're phenomenal. And I just cannot see anyone getting past it at all. But we need to keep it fresh. So see where Charlie's talking, where you kind of have to kind of tick it over. But on the same side, Haaland's scoring for fun. But this guy's going to have sleepless nights. See from round about tonight, after tonight, Haaland's mind will be on Sunday and he'll be thinking, oh my God, I'm up against William Saliba and I'm up against Gabriel. He is having sleepless nights on the battle that he's way to have. So for me, yes, the game will be won there for us on Sunday. We just we'll have an amazing defence, and that is Saliba, and obviously it is Gabriel. And it is Ben White as well. Ben White was pulled down for his performance against Tottenham. And sorry, I know I'm going slightly off key. Son done nothing in that game.
No.
He done nothing. And nobody's speaking about that. Nobody's speaking about that. It was just, Ben White was normally not himself. He wiped him out. He cleaned him out. There was nothing. And then you go into Timber on the other side again, and I thought Johnson he wiped him out as well. So we know this defence, and we still got Call of Fury to come in. We still have Tomiyasu to come in when eventually he gets fit. But Tomiyasu is a very good defender. We still got these guys to come in and make us solid again. So yeah, for me, our defence, Saliba and Gabriel and the rest of the team will win this game for us on Sunday, by far. All we need is our front players just to take that chance. If it's only one, just take it.
Just had time to be clinical, isn't it? Just that time, that one moment,
exactly
moment. You know what I mean? That one thing to make a name for yourself. And,
exactly.
But talking about things that people will be talking about, Tottenham are losing to Coventry.
I think they've just scored, isn't it?
Have they just scored? Have they?
I just saw 1-1. Yeah.
Oh, have they just scored? Oh, Jesus! Oh, you're lucky.
Lucky. Yeah.
God, that'd be an interesting one for Ange, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'll win things in my second season, bro. You're being knocked out of the Carabao. Anyway, he's still going to face penalties, so let's see what happens. They could still go out tonight. So he's the media darling's not going to be media darling for much longer, I don't think, over there. No. That was what I was saying. You see how the whole Tottenham Hotspur fan, like, let me not say the whole, but half of the fan base are already calling for Ange. I said this earlier. One of the things that I feel, if Tottenham should lose this game, your first season, you come in, you lose home and away to your rivals. Second season, that first season, they might say, okay, we are bedding you in. Second season, we've already gone to Tottenham and beat them. You're playing the same way. You don't want to change nothing. It's only a matter of at the time the fans will start saying, "Big man, what's going on?" So now, if they lose tonight, there will be an inquest. I think so. The Tottenham fans will be like, "Bro, this Highline thing. I've not even seen their lineup. I don't know what he's playing. This whole one style of football, all attack, no second plan, no plan B, nothing else, just the Andre. He has to change something." And I could start speaking about that Arsenal Tottenham game again and how
I just still have visions of watching that Tottenham Chelsea game. Do you remember it?
is it the 5-1?
The ridiculous
one. 5-1 or 4-1 now it ended. He just kept on Highline, bro.
And they literally were just like running from deep and then just from the halfway line to literally just going on goal. Jackson missed out like 9 shots or something like that, and then it was just ridiculous. I was sitting there with in the pub with the Chelsea fan and the Tottenham fan. It was just like I'm just literally just like laughing there as a neutral, just going, "What is this?"
I think in years to come, that's going to be people will look at that game and be like, what was the manager actually thinking when he was...
So we are, mate.
Yeah. Charlie, I've got a bet on him waiting on Inter to score. Is it looking like it at all?
Nah. It's all City, mate. There's literally about 2 minutes left, but it's all City.
And they can't score at home. That's good. That's good for.
I think on mine.
No, to be fair, they've missed. They've missed big chances. Hopefully they play like this against us.
The Inter Milan goalkeeper has been good. In fact, the 2 goalies have been good, to be honest.
Hopefully they play like this against us, where they're just missing everything. He's offside. Yeah.
Yeah. So scores then for Sunday. What are you saying? I've gone 2-1 Arsenal.
1-1.
I'm 1-0 to Arsenal.
I'll go 2-2.
I can't believe you've not jumped on it, Mark.
What's that?
Because of last week, because everyone was kind of saying we're going to concede a goal. It was like
no. I'm just going to stay calm. I'm not the time will come.
Mate, innit? I've got an excuse.
Yeah.
I'll stay calm. I'll let this season unfold, and when we get to the end of the season and we've hardly conceded any goals, I'm going to come for every single one of you. I'm clipping all this. Defeatist.
I hope they don't give us another goalless draw. We need to see goals on Sunday. That's my.
Mate, I'll take a draw. I'll take a goalless draw.
Well, I'll take it though. I'll take it nonetheless. But I think that'll be good. I'll go 2-2.
Put it the other way. Had we have obviously won that game against Brighton, we're obviously going into the City game with no goals conceded, going to the Etihad, and you're
extra motivation.
I'd take a 1-1 draw then, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? It's just it's one of those. It's just you'd have that all day long. And then to move on to the rest of the games that we've got coming up, and you're suddenly thinking, yeah, look, there's a chance now we can go on a big run here. So, yeah, so it's going to be a very interesting game, and I think we'll be doing a little show, Mark, won't we? In and around it.
Yep, no, 100%.
Hear it? Oh, that was the chance. That was it.
Who for? Enough.
City.
I
don't know how they got won it. I don't know how they
the way Gundogan gets himself into these positions is crazy.
No one's marking him though. That's the crazy.
You see Gundogan, these late runs he makes into the box.
No one's marking him. He's just free as a bird.
Damn.
That's got to be it though. Blow the whistle, and that should be it.
I think that'll be it.
That's a good point. That is for Inter Milan. That's a massive point. Full time.
Yeah. Inter Milan will beat them, and now there's no. It's true. You see, that's the only thing about this style of fixtures. So now City is not gonna. They're not going to go to Inter Milan to have a return leg. That's the difference with this whole league format. So it's done now. That's it. Oh damn.
Well, we've got to go there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out and what it looks like at the end of that. It'll be quite interesting to see what it looks like, wouldn't it? I think just as a league, as opposed to just the groups.
Ooh, Tottenham nicked that one 2-1.
Yeah, they've scraped through, ain't they? They've scraped through.
Have they got another goal, did they?
Yeah, 2-1.
Well, we'll be knocked out next round.
Honestly, they'll be going for their manager tomorrow even more after that.
I hope when we beat Bolton, we get them at our place.
Yeah,
and then we put them out
with the kids.
Nah, I don't know if we should wish for that. You know, there's only so much you can beat your rivals. There's only how many times you beat your rivals in a season. So be careful, man.
So Coventry had 29%, or nearly 30% possession, and they had 15 shots with 5 shots on target, and Tottenham only had 9.
Yeah, but Tottenham put out a B team though, didn't they? They put out a whole B team after Ange was giving it the big one the other night. So.
I wouldn't have thought that would have been the best way to kind of make sure that you always win.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to give it the big one, and then I'm going to risk it by putting out a B team. Yeah, smart idea that.
Yeah, I guess he's prepared what he was going to say to the press if he had lost. Anyway, Debray, are you not going to be up before the City game? Like, would there be no previews before the City game?
There will. No, this is the preview before that now.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
We're going to try and do something tomorrow for the game. And then
against Atalanta,
before the game, before the lineups, we'll have a little game day live show, then after the game, the afterthought little show. So anyone wanting to have a little chat after the game, then we're on. So hopefully it'll be in good spirits. So that's where we are. But look, I think we'll call it a day there. Charlie, thanks for the long haul, mate.
Not a problem, man. I appreciate for having me on.
No worries, mate. No worries. That's good to see you.
Thank you.
Reg, thank you, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again, Debray. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Charlie. See you guys.
Thank you again, Mark, as well. Yeah, nice one.
Anytime. Charlie, thanks for the time and a half tonight, bro. It was some shift you've just put in.
Yeah, no worries,
you were the first person on the stream tonight, and he's been going for 2 hours and 24 minutes.
Yeah, speedy recovery, man. Speedy recovery. You say you're recovering from your injury, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah, so my operation was 8 days ago. So I'm doing all right, to be fair. I'm doing all right. I'm in a good place.
Take it easy, man. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
here we go. But
Soon.
yeah, look, I'm
Okay.
hoping we get 2 wins now. Yeah, go to City. Let's get the win. Let's just don't lose. Let's keep the momentum going on. Come on, the Arsenal, and
Come on, the Arsenal. Let's have boys.
up the arse. Come on, Arsenal. Let's win it.